Solid. Okay. All right. Welcome everybody. Um, okay. So as I mentioned, we'll do a quick review, and then from there, I'm just going to give you guys a couple exercises to continue practicing. And so let me go ahead and share my screen. Okay, and then let me grab where'd the code from yesterday go? Did I close it? I did. I guess I did close it. It's okay. So let me go here. LS. Actually, I'm gonna start from scratch. I'm gonna create a brand new API. And for today, actually, I'm gonna have both of you guys create a new API as well. So I'm in my week 5 folder, and this is the folder where I created both APIs that I was messing with this week. And so I'm gonna do another API. So we're gonna start with creating an API, and then from there, we're gonna create the model, and then we're gonna create the controller. That's gonna be the flow of what we're doing. When I taught it to you guys, we technically did controller first, and then we did model, and then we went back to controller. However, on a more now that we kind of understand what an API is and like how it works, to me it makes more sense on the regular basis. We'll start with the model. We'll create the model and set that stuff up in the database table. And then after that, then we'll set up the controller. We can test it in Rails console and then set up the controller to actually do the index and show technically is where we're at currently. So that's going to be the rough flow. Okay, so I'm gonna create a new API. I'm gonna go Rails new API, Rails new, and then let's create a person API. Or let's do what is something I haven't done yet? Mm, I don't know. We're gonna go a blog API. So a blog is gonna have like an article. Yeah, and I'm actually gonna end up doing blog soon, later this week, or potentially the start of next week. So never mind. Because I'm gonna do a blog where we're gonna show some more like a little bit more advanced topic. I don't know. Shoes. We're gonna do a shoes API. Shoes API. Okay. And then I'm gonna go dash dash API dash dash database equals PostgreSQL. And again, really technically all we need is this Rails new and then shoes API. Like this is the full command right here technically. These are flags that we're adding to specifically put it in API mode. By put it in API mode, Rails by default is a full stack application. By full stack application, it's going to render HTML. There's going to be some sort of user interface usually that Rails is going to help us to create. And so when we do this dash dash API, we're like, hey, we're only going to use JSON. Don't create all of those HTMLs like templates and files and stuff that you would normally create. We're only going to be doing JSON in API mode, so we don't need it. And then this database equals PostgreSQL, just as a reminder, by default, Rails uses MySQL, and there's nothing wrong with MySQL. However, I want us to get used to using Postgres because that's what I've found I've used more when I've been like as a professional engineer or even just in what I use day to day. I use Postgres way more often than I use MySQL or anything else. And so for that reason, I want us to use this as well. And so that's the reason why we're using these two flags, technically, is what they're called. They're called flags. But yeah, so anyway, let me go and click enter. Let it do all its stuff, create all its files and folders and all that kind of stuff and install. So yeah, it does bundle install, so it's doing all the gems, all that. All right, now if I do ls, now we can see there's my shoes API. Let me go and cd into it, and I'm gonna go code space period. Solid. That brought this up. And the first thing I'm gonna do actually, and this is what to kind of do it properly, is I'm gonna first add commit and push my code up. So as we went through before, I can do a git status immediately because by default, when I do a Rails new, it also is doing a git init. It's also making this folder like initialized to be a git repository. And so I can do git status, and I'm going to go git add period, git commit dash m, and I'm going to go init because this is the initial commit. And then from there, I cannot do a git push. If I try to do git push, we're like, hey, it's not configured to push anywhere. We haven't connected it to a repository yet. And so I'm going to go to my browser, and I'm going to do github.com/new. I'm going to change this to be you guys' class, which is this one. And this is going to be shoes underscore API. I'm just naming it the exact same as what I did there. Solid. Now I can click create. Let me just move you guys real quick. A bit easier for me. There you go. And then this is already a repository. And we know that because we did a git status and we are able to add and commit code. So this is an existing repository. It's not a new one. For that reason, I'm going to grab this bottom command. Paste that in, click enter. Make sure it doesn't error out. Solid. Go back here. I can refresh my page. Solid. We can see there's the init for that first commit, etc. And here's all my code. Okay, so now we can consistently push up our code whenever we're making changes, and that's the proper practice. The proper practice is not to just do a bunch of stuff, and then once you're done for the day, then add, commit, and push your code. It's like, okay, cool, I made this controller, I added this functionality. All right, let me add specifically that code, push it up, etc. And kind of keep going like that. So that way you have a little like these little bite-sized chunks of for your commits. It's not a commit isn't supposed to be like a huge thing. Okay, anyway, so cool. I have all my stuff. It's all set up. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to generate my shoe model. So I'm going to go, actually, I guess before I do it, it makes sense to do Rails DB create. So I needed to create my database to make sure that I can turn my server on. And then from there, now I can go Rails server. I want to make sure this works. Cool. So it looks like it's on. There's no errors. I'm going to go back here. And if I go to localhost 3000, solid. I see the welcome screen. So I know that I officially set up my application properly. Okay, so now I can turn that back off. And now I can generate my first model. Rails generate model. And then I'm going to generate a shoe, singular. And so then from there, now I'm going to give it its attributes. So I think a shoe has a name, which is a string. Maybe it has a manufacturer. Manufacturer. Pretty sure that's how you spell manufacturer. I'm actually not sure. Manufacturer. Yeah, that is okay. Manufacturer, which is also a string, and maybe it has a size, which is an integer. That's what my shoe is gonna have. If I want it to have other stuff in the future, I can change it, but that's what I want. All right, cool. I'm gonna click enter. Solid, no errors. And specifically, the two files we're looking at once again is this migration file and the shoe model file, basically. So let's go ahead and check it out. We can see if we go to app, models, shoe, solid. There's our shoe model, nothing in it. That's exactly what we want. The other one that we want, DB, migrate. Here's the migration file, solid. And just to verify, we actually don't even have a schema yet because technically our database doesn't have any structure. There's nothing in it. Cool. So the next thing I need to do, let me go ahead and go Rails DB : migrate to run this migration file and to set up our database. And we can notice that now our schema has basically been created for us. Solid. So now my schema has shoes. It has a shoes database table in here. Cool. And it has a name, manufacturer, size, etc. Now let me go ahead and test it out. To test it out, I'm going to go into Rails console and I'm going to create a shoe. So I can go like shoe equals shoe.create. And then from there, it needs a name. So name is going to be, what was I just wearing? I was wearing a on cloud something. I'm going to say running shoe. It's going to be a running shoe. And the manufacturer is going to be on cloud. I think that's the name. And the size, I think is 12 or 13. I'm going to say 12. All right, cool. Now I click enter. Solid. I know it didn't error out because for one, there's no errors here. And for two, it also, as soon as we create it, we can see the shoe that was created. So now if I type in the word shoe, because I used shoe as the variable, now I can see here's the shoe. And I also know it didn't error out because if it didn't create it, it wouldn't have an ID and it wouldn't have created at and updated at. But it does, so I know it went through. And just to make sure, I'm going to create another shoe. I'm gonna do like shoe 2 equals basketball shoe. Say Kobe's. Kobe's. Kobe sixes. I really like Kobe's. Let's go Nike, also size 12, click enter, solid. So now that I've created two shoes, I can go shoe.all to see all of the shoes. Or if I wanted to see a specific shoe, I could go shoe equals shoe.find one. Solid. Now shoe is that first shoe, etc. So I know that my model and my database table are working as expected. Perfect. So now the next thing to do, actually, before we do that, I'm going to add, commit, and push this code. I'm going to add, commit, and push this code. And so because I've kind of made a decent amount of changes, so it's like, okay, I think this is a good place to add, commit, and push my code up. So I can go git add, git commit, and this is going to be add the shoe model. And then I can go git push to push that up. Solid. So now that I have my model set up, the next step to me, and I've tested out, the next step to me is to create the controller. So that way I can give other people access to make requests to my specific application. So that way they can get data and see the data. We're not doing create, update, destroy yet, but at least they'll be able to do the index and show. So the next thing to do is I'm going to go Rails generate controller, and then it's going to be shoes, plural, lowercase plural for controllers, uppercase singular for models. And there's nothing else. I'm just going to click enter. Solid. The one thing we care about here is that it created this shoes controller in app controllers. So now if we go app controllers, shoes controller, solid. There's our shoes controller. Solid. Okay. Now the first thing that I want to do is I want to create my index action. I'm going to go def index, and to keep it super simple, I'm just going to say render JSON in, I'm going to say message hello, just to keep it super simple. I'm not even implementing anything just yet. And so the next thing I need to do is I need to go to config routes. I need to create the route for this. So it's going to be a get request to /shoes. And I know it's going to be to /shoes because again, if we go back to the exercises, I'm referencing this. The index is always going to be / whatever the name of the controller is. So for example, /shoes. And that points to the shoes #index method. Solid. So now that's set up. So now I'm going to turn on my server, Rails server. Cool. And let me pull up HTTP. Here's HTTP. If I go to localhost 3000/shoes, perfect. There's the message hello. That's exactly what we want to see. Cool. So now I can go back here. And if I remember properly, it's something like shoes equals shoe.all. And then now instead of rendering this message, I can just render shoes. So now if I go back here, refresh, solid. There's my shoes. Cool. And so the next thing to do is my show method. So def show end. And once again, let's just keep it simple. I'm going to do message in the show method. And I'm going to create the route for it. It is also going to be a get /shoes /:ID points to the shoes #show method. So if I go back here, if I go shoes /1, solid in the show method. So I know that my controller, I know that my show method works. Like I'm able to get to the show method and see it working. And now I can add like the functionality of making it actually work. So now I can go like shoe equals shoe.find one. Let's go ahead and hard code it first. And then from there, I would render JSON that shoe. All right, so let's try this again. Solid. I'm able to grab the first shoe. However, right now it's not dynamic yet. If I pass in 2, it's still showing only the first one. However, the good news is that we can see that in the parameters, we have this ID. So in order to do that, I can just change this to params:ID. Now, if I go back here, click send again, solid. There's the second one. If I change it back to the first, there's the first one. If I do 3, nothing there because there is no shoe with ID of 3, which makes sense. Perfect. So now I know my application works, and there are improvements I could make, but I think this is a solid spot right here. Cool. So now I think it's a good time again to add, commit, and push my code. Git status, git add, git commit, and this is add the shoes controller and implement the index and show CRUD actions. Git push. Cool. Push it up. Now if I go back back to GitHub, I can see if I refresh this page, solid. Okay, I can see my commits. And so this is why pushing up smaller chunks of code is so important. So this first commit is obviously going to be huge. It's like just creating everything. However, after that, I can see if I for your add the shoe model, I can see exactly what I did. And so any one of you guys could come in here and know exactly what I did here. It is not going to be like super overwhelming, anything like that. And so that's why doing these kind of bite-sized commits, add commits and pushes are important because it's like, okay, cool. This is all I did. This is really straightforward. And so I can literally go and see this and it's easy to review. Cool. Questions, comments about anything I did there? Solid. Okay. All right. On that note, let's give you guys an exercise. Okay. Exercise. Finish. So the first thing I'd like for you guys to do is just finish whatever it is that you were working on yesterday for the like homework slash exercise. I want you to finish that. So finish the classwork or exercise slash homework from yesterday. If and when you finish that, then I want you to create a brand new application. Create a brand new Rails API. And so example command, actually, I'll do this one. Oh, let's do this, and we'll do this one. Rails new. Name of your API, dash dash API, dash dash database, database equals PostgreSQL. And then from there, create your database with Rails DB create. Start your server with Rails server. Rails server. Test going to localhost 3000 in the browser. Make sure it works. And then from there, then you can generate your first model. And that's going to be Rails generate model, model name, attributes, data type. Review the migration file to make sure migration and model file to make sure they're correct. Migrate your new database table to update your schema. Rails DB migrate. And then after that, test creating some data and viewing it in Rails console. And then from there, then you're going to create your controller. Reminder that it is Rails generate controller name. And then create your index and show routes or methods slash actions. Create your index and show routes. Test it all in HTTP. Yeah. And then after that, then I'd like to say just do this process again. Create a new model and controller to practice and test again after that. So this makes sense to you guys? Solid. I wanted to walk through it. So the first time through, I'll kind of give you guys step by step what to do. But after kind of doing this a few times, it's expected that you guys are maybe not going to do it from memory, but like from your notes or something like that. Like it should be easier and like more fluent in that sense. All right, cool. But on that note, you guys are going to share your screen, start working on it.
Hey Leon, could I ask for help with all the pushing everything up to GitHub? I think I tried
Same
to do
here.
more. Yeah. Like,
Yeah, I got you.
yeah. Yeah, let's see. It was because the whole I had created the API in a different folder.
Got you.
So like over here it's remember we had to find man, where was that? We had to find it on my desktop or something like that or
Yeah,
what?
yeah. So if
Let's
you
see.
do a git status right now in your terminal, what happens?
Here, let me move this here. Okay, so if I do that, I tried to do it. So there's a bunch of stuff that didn't go through
And then
or
I
hasn't
want you to do git space remote space dash v. I just want to see, is this pointing anywhere?
dash
Dash
V.
v. Yep, perfect. All right, cool. So that's what I wanted to see. And so if you did git remote dash v and it was pointing, it would be telling you like it's connected to a GitHub repository, basically. Like you'll see
Mm.
something there if it's pointed. So I know that this is initialized as a repository. However, it's not connected to like GitHub online, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I didn't go to the website GitHub and do the copy thing and put it on this screen yet. I
Perfect.
didn't know how to do that yet.
No worries. All right, let's pull up a browser then. Pull up a browser.
Okay, here.
Solid. All right, so now we're gonna go. So you can do one of two things. You can click this drop down and then, or you can go to github.com/new and then you just click new repository.
This one?
Yep.
Okay. So repository,
And then type in the repository name.
which was my API.
Yep.
So my API. Oops.
Hey, Leon, if it's in the projects folder, that wouldn't matter. It goes, it's just a straight file, right?
Correct. It's the yeah, just the API. The projects folder, that's just a folder to group the different projects you create. That doesn't matter. As long
Okay,
as the
we're
project folder isn't an API already, or isn't a repository already.
okay, so I'm on the same steps as him, so
Solid. Okay. So yeah. So description, I've actually never given one, but that's cool. If you want to do one, that's cool. All right.
so I did the git status and it says nothing added or committed. So that means it's ready to go, right?
Yep, yep. So I'd say just do real quick. Let me see you do a git space remote space dash v dash v.
Dash.
Yep. Click enter. Solid. Okay, both of you guys are in the exact same space. All right. So Kiko, go ahead and go to GitHub again, like Junior. I want you guys. We'll do it at the same time.
Yeah, shoot, this will be solid, and then I can watch what's on Eco's screen too, just so.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's perfect. You guys will both do it. All right, cool. So, okay, so you're on the next step already, Kiko. So, Junior, I want you to click create repository. So, we're not going to change anything basically. All you do on that page is click create or just your repository name. That's the only thing you do.
Okay.
Cool, yeah. Go ahead and
So
click create repository. Solid. Okay, so now here's where Kiko, you're going to scroll down. Exactly. So, good job. Nice, Junior. So, both of you guys are going to copy the second one. No, not the first one, Kiko, the second one. And I want
second.
to understand why though. So the reason why is because when you do a git status in your current in that API, it's already a repository. So it is not a new repository, it's an existing repository. If you did this one, it's going to run all of
It'll create it.
it's going to try to create one again, which it's like
Okay,
that
yeah.
doesn't make sense. You don't need to create it again. So you're specifically going to do this one. And same with you, Junior, you're going to copy that bottom one.
Okay, so we copy.
Yep. And then we're going to go back to your code and don't paste it in yet. Both of you guys don't paste it in yet. So we're going to go git add period. Basically, we're going to add all of this code first. Make sure you do
Okay.
spaces, Kiko. So git space add space period. Perfect. All right. Both of you guys are good to click enter. And then now you're going to do git status one more time. So go and do control C, Kiko. Just do control C and that'll, yep, do git status. And I just want to make sure we're both in the same spot.
Okay.
All right, cool. So we can see all of our files and folders are all green, which is perfect. That means that they're staged and they're ready to be committed. So the next step is to commit your code. So I would do like some git commit dash M initial commit, first commit, whatever it is that you want to call it, because this is you guys' first commit.
In parentheses or
In quotes. Solid. Okay, both you guys look good. Click enter. Solid. We can see it basically committed all it. Now do git status one more time. I just want to show you guys the different steps. Cool, cool. All right, cool. So now you're good to paste in that stuff that you had. Solid. Yep. Go ahead and click enter. Solid. Okay, both of you guys got it through. So now go back to your browser and refresh your page on GitHub.
nice.
There you go.
Okay.
So that's going to be the process whenever you create a new API. So for example, after you guys are finished with this one, or if you guys are already, you're going to create a new API and you're going to do that same exact process. And so whenever you make changes, now you can add, commit, and push your code with those kind of smaller size commits, like I was saying.
Do we need to create the files first in VS Code for the new API? The
You,
shoe one?
but yeah, so don't even worry about that yet. I'd say finish this one first, like make sure your controllers and everything are solid from yesterday, and then from
Yeah.
then you can create the new API. But yes,
I
you.
I I pushed it up because it's kind of done already.
Okay, okay, cool.
At least for
So
me. Yeah.
I'd say go open up a new terminal, and you're gonna create a new API.
Yeah, I think that's gonna be the step that I want to try out right now. I'm just, like I get so caught up with keeping everything because I don't want to close it and I don't know how to open everything back up. So
Yeah. Here, why don't we both create an API together then? We'll all do it all
okay.
together. So
Yeah,
um
close it.
so both
I
of
can,
you guys can do first. Nope. So Kiko, be careful. I do not want you to do the Rails new here. So
Oh.
because you're in the my API, so you're in an API right now. You will never
Oh, so I have to.
exactly. So
Oh.
you have to go back one. So you're gonna go back out. You have to get outside of this API first. So you can do like cd space dot dot, cd space period period to change to go back a directory. Solid. Now we see you're in projects. So and Junior, you can do the same thing. Same thing for
I
you.
just, I try just like closing out everything and then
Yeah, yeah, by all means, you could close it out. So for you, if it's easier, I was originally gonna say to do it in like a separate terminal.
okay,
Like you
so like
had like your terminal open right there on the other side. I saw that.
oh
It's like
man.
behind your browser.
Oh yes, over here. Yes, this one.
Yep.
Okay, so
Okay. So for you, I want you to get out of this weeks folder because I know this weeks folder is already a repository. So I want us to get out of that.
this, right?
Mm-hmm. One more time. Yep. Do ls. Solid. Okay. So if you wanted to, you could create the application right here. You could create a folder that you're going to put all your applications in. I don't like now, like it's completely up to you on what you want to do here. You
Uh,
can just create it here. Yeah. Yep. Exactly. MK. So dir. Make sure you put an I after the D.
dir.
Correct.
And then I could say APIs.
Yep. Exactly.
All right, so I'm making an APIs, then I CD into APIs.
Mm-hmm. Perfect. And now here's where you could do it. So all of your Rails APIs can be here.
in here. Okay.
Yep.
And
Okay.
so now I'm kind of like the same place where Kiko's at, kind
Correct.
of.
You guys are in the exact same place, but it's just obviously Kiko's in a projects folder. You're in desktop CSG APIs. Kiko's just in projects. But I mean, it really
Okay.
doesn't matter. That's just you guys' preference now. And now,
Okay.
just to make sure, I want to see both of you guys do Git status. And so this is important because I want to show you guys that this is not a repository. Perfect. So we can see fatal, not a Git repository. That's important because the Rails, by default, Rails new is going to create a repository. We will never put a repository within a repository. It's going to mess a lot of things up. So now
Okay.
we can go and do our Rails new and then whatever API it is that you're trying to create. So
New.
lowercase r, Kiko. Yep. And then whatever the name of the API, you can call it whatever you want. You can do the same one as me. You can do a different one. It's up to you guys.
Good. Um,
You could just call it shoe. You could call it shoes. This name, like you could call it test. You could, it really doesn't matter. Whether or not you put the word API in it doesn't matter.
okay,
All
I'll
right.
just say, okay, so then I go
Space, and then it's going to be dash dash API, space,
AI
dash
dash
dash database equals, and there's no spaces now. Database equals PostgreSQL.
GraphQL. Okay.
Post.
And that was the one that it sets it up so that's not HTML or anything. It's just JSON and
The
JSON format. Yeah.
the API, the dash dash API does that. And then the database equals PostgreSQL makes it so that way we're using Postgres instead of MySQL.
got it.
Mm.
Yep.
Okay.
Solid. Both of you guys can click enter. Um, wait, Junior, if you can you do a Rails space dash V, Junior? It says
Rails.
this is not currently installed. Why is that? I want to
You
see
know,
it.
I think this came up last time and we did something.
I
This
got you.
one, right?
Yeah, perfect. Try right clicking enter. Okay. So just do gem install Rails. Don't do sudo. I don't want you to have to do sudo. Like once you do sudo, it kind of like it's like you have to do it all the time, and I don't want you to have to do that. Yeah,
Okay.
click enter. Solid. We'll let that run for a second. Kiko, perfect. So yours looks like it went through. So now if you do ls, you should see that API you created. Solid. And Junior, I see yours work. So go ahead and click the up arrow, Junior, until you get back to that Rails new command. Okay,
Yes,
click
I will.
enter. Try it again. Okay. Let's close this terminal and reopen it. I think maybe you just like need to refresh it per se.
Terminal. Um, new win. Is that right? New
Yeah,
win.
yeah, that's fine. New window. Yeah, that's fine. New window with profile basic, I guess. Yeah. All
Hey,
right.
do I
So
CD into it?
correct. That is exactly what you're gonna do, Kiko.
So CD,
You're gonna see make
uh,
go into the where you want it to be, into your APIs folder.
CD space, but it's the new one, right? Sneaker?
You tell me.
Yeah, this is the one we just created, so I'm trying to get into it. So
Okay.
CD,
hmm
okay, cool.
So Kiko, before you do anything, you're gonna do code space period. I want you to open up a brand new VS Code window with only that API. All right. And then Junior, you can do Control C, and that will get you out of that. Like it would just bring you to a new line.
Okay, Control C.
And then now I want you to go into your APIs folder.
Okay, so I would go like this, right?
hmm
Uh, CD, I think it's desktop.
Yep, more than likely.
CD, I think I put it near CSG and then LS and then there CD APIs and then LS there. So now I do the Rails new in
Correct.
here.
Yep.
Okay,
And it should work. Let's see. Okay, there you go.
solid, solid.
Yeah, so let that run. It's doing its things. Cool.
Okay.
Now you can do an ls real quick just to make sure it's there, and it should be. Cool, it's there. So now cd into there.
CD shoes.
Yep. And so now you can do code space period. Oh, snap. Wait, it was broken for you. Okay, wait.
There was something going on here. Yeah.
It was that permission thing. I looked it up the other day. Let me go back to my notes. Where is it? Code command. Let's see. Okay. Junior, I'm gonna send you in Slack a command to run. Where's your name? Junior, there we go. I want to see what's in this file first, or in this, yeah, in this folder. Yeah, and then
This one?
yes, yes, go ahead and paste that. And then Kiko, go, you're good to just continue with the exercise. All right, cool. Let me see. Okay. Let me see. Let me look this up real quick. Okay. Okay.
Hey Leon, why does it always do this whenever I start the server? How do I get out of this? How do I go back to the
What what is it doing?
see like how it's void on the bottom
So that's
after I
exactly what you want. So this is your server being on.
yeah. So how do I get back to this?
Control C. Right there, it says use Control C to stop.
Oh, but that turns off my server.
Correct. So you
But
right
don't
now, if your server's on, this
should I just
this window will forever be your server. You cannot run any
so should I just make a new terminal?
if you need to create if you need to run any commands, then yes, you will.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or it's just easier, but yeah, I see. Okay, so
However, for when you're creating a model, you're gonna have to make sure your server's off.
oh,
So I'd say a good rule of thumb is if you're running a command, turn your server off. So that's where like you can just turn your server off and run it in the same run your commands in that same terminal. So go ahead and go back.
I'm just writing that down real quick. When creating a model, turn off server.
And I think even for simpler, like if you're doing a Rails generate or Rails DB migrate or Rails DB create or whatever, turn your
It's just
server,
turn it off.
always turn it off. That's a good rule of thumb.
Okay, so just turn it off for now so I can do stuff.
Okay.
So
Okay.
generate
Then I have a
code.
couple of things for you. So do you have a VS Code window open currently? No, right?
No. But I
Okay.
think that was the workaround, right? Last time we opened it through VS
Yeah.
Code.
So we're gonna fix this. We are going to fix this. So could you hover on the bottom to make like your applications pop up? And right click on VS Code. I want you to like basically you're gonna like fully shut it off. Like double
Okay.
click or whatever. Yeah, quit and then do quit. Solid. Okay, cool. So now in your terminal, I'm gonna share with you some commands to run. Uh, okay, let's do Slack. First one I'm gonna have you run is that one.
Okay. Let's
And then there's like seems that there's a bad something bad, like a bad connection or bad something happened with a download or something. So we're gonna fix it basically.
okay.
We're gonna
So
try it.
that one, right?
Yes, yes, yes. Perfect. Go ahead and click enter. Okay, let me see, let me see, let me see. Okay. Okay. Could you open up Finder real quick, Junior? I want to see, let's see something. And then could you go to applications? Yeah, that one. And then is VS Code in here? It is not. Wait, it's not right. I'm not blind. Okay, okay. So, wait. Could you go to downloads and find VS Code should be in the downloads then. There should be like VS Code in here somewhere.
There
Okay,
it is.
perfect. So I want you to drag that into applications.
Okay. Oops.
There you go. All good, all good.
There we go here. Okay.
Try dragging it from like the right side or like this middle area. Yeah, like click, hold it. There you go. And
Or wait.
it's just
Okay. I wonder if I could I just copy it?
uh,
Or
what's the best way to do it? Here, let me try on my screen. I'm see like what do I have to click to do this? Finder. Finder. Okay. Okay, here's what we're gonna try. Try clicking on this icon here to make it like all like a grid. And then scroll, yeah, and then now try dragging it. Might be easier to drag. If you click it, there you go. Yep.
application. Okay.
Oh, okay. So now I want you to try rerunning that command in the terminal that I sent you. Like just click the up arrow and run it again.
Okay. This one?
Yep.
Yeah.
Want to click enter? There we go. Okay.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
so let me look that up.
A lot of stuff.
That's a lot of stuff. Okay, it's all good. Mm, Let me look this error up. Wait, hmm. Now that we've now that I want to try something real quick. I'm still looking for what the fix is, but and could we open up VS Code? So if you do command space, or actually in here, I guess now that it's in Finder, but you could type in VS Code there basically. You could do one or the other. It's the same thing basically. Yeah. VS. There you go. Go ahead and click on the Visual Studio. And I want us to try to see if we're going to get that error still. So do Shift Command P to open up the command palette. It's going to drop down.
Okay.
Solid. Now do the just click on that shell, that first one. If we get that error still, then we're going to try something. But I just want to see. Okay, cool. Same error. But I just wanted to see if it would give something different now that we did that. Okay. So let's see what we're gonna try now. Let's try this. We're gonna do this one by one. So do this. Okay, try that one first. And then we have to like clean up the links.
Just on over here, right?
Correct. And then actually before we do it, let's just double click on let's close like make sure we close VS Code fully. Just quit it. Yeah, quit. Solid. Okay. Yeah, you're good to run that now.
Password. I don't think I put a password.
Oh, this is your password for your computer. It's so whenever you
Oh,
run that command sudo, it's like, hey, I'm the owner of this computer. I have super user access. That's
okay.
that thing. So whatever the password for your computer is.
Let's see.
And it's not going to show you your typing for like security purposes, but the typing's there.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, cool. Wait, wait, did it work? Yeah, it did, right? Oh, yeah, yeah, it did. Okay, you're deleting something. Yeah, 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 I forgot. Okay, so here's the next command. I'm gonna send it to you. You can run that. And okay, cool. There we go. And then let's do this. You can run all of this at one time. Solid. Okay, okay. Let's open up VS Code and let's try it out. Or actually, do code space period. Do code space period.
Oh, yeah, that
Might
was
be
the one.
installed already. If it's not, then bam! There we go. Cool.
Winner.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner. All right.
Okay. So now, so the shoes API is open
Correct.
here, and I can open up a terminal for this session over here.
Correct.
And now I can do a git status, and
Correct.
it'll show that this thing hasn't been done. Then I can do a git add
Mhm.
period. Is that right?
Correct.
Okay. And then git status to see that it's queued up.
Mm-hmm.
Then I go a git commit um, shoes API init or init. Do I do an init or
So technically, it's up to you. I just put init because it's like, hey, this is my initial commit. Whatever you
okay?
want to put there, honestly, it's could be. It's fine. But yeah,
So
I
I
doing something saying like, hey, this is my first commit. This is like the initial commit, whatever. Init,
um,
whatever you want to put.
use API init. Is that's okay? Like
Yep.
that?
Sounds good.
Okay. So then I do this.
Yep.
Now I gotta go to um the website, right?
Correct. Correct.
And I do create new repository.
Mm-hmm.
I call it shoes,
Mm-hmm.
shoes API.
Yep.
I create it. And then I get the second one because I've already created it from the terminal side.
Mm-hmm.
And wait, this is where we were doing the other stuff in between just to kind of see, right? So get status. Then I paste it in.
Yep.
Okay. And that's basically a push when I what I just did there.
So if you actually look at the command, you're doing git remote add origin. So actually, right there, the three commands that you just pasted in. So it's this one, and this one. So those three commands basically say
Oh,
git remote add origin that. So if you remember, I had you do git remote dash v because I wanted to see, is there an origin? Is there a place where this is being pushed to? you didn't originally, and now you do. And then you can see git branch main. So basically, by default, before branches used master as main, like the main branch, the branch that everyone is on is called master. So GitHub wants us to use main instead of master. Like that's the new default. So it's like, hey, change the branch to main. And then from there, you're doing git push origin main. Basically, git push to the main branch. And this is also setting, this command also sets it up. So that way from here on out, all you have to do is git push. You don't have to do git push origin main. You just do git push.
Got it.
Yeah. So yeah,
Cool.
that's what it's doing. And so now
Nice. So this
Leon,
do a git remote dash v just to show you that, like that's what it does.
remote
Yep. Yeah.
V.
See? Perfect. And so now we can see this is what I wanted to see. If it is pushed up to the right place, we'll see, and we can see it's github.com/ your username / shoes. Technically it says .git, but that's because it's a Git repository. But now I know that it's set up to point to the right place. That's how I know.
All right. Cool. Thanks, man.
Yeah, of course.
All right. All right. Okay.
hey, Leon, I have a question.
Yes, yes, yes.
So on my screen, I didn't get an error, but I forgot to add in when I'm generating the controller,
Mhm.
I forgot to add in like the not attribute or yeah, attributes like the I made mine brand, style, and size.
So you only
So
do
it
attributes for a model. For a controller,
oh,
just the name of the controller. The
so
others,
I did, so did I do this right?
yes and no. By yes and no, technically you got the correct result. You got a shoes controller. However, when you're generating a controller, it's just the name of the controller. You do not put controller.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So next time you do it, it's just going to be Rails generate controller shoes or Rails generate controller books, Rails generate controller users or whatever it may be.
Okay.
And then also you can do lowercase.
Okay.
So the
So
model is the one where you're gonna do the yeah, so the mod if you scroll up, you can see for the model command, that's when you do the Rails generate model. And then
oh,
it,
so I don't have to put it. So I did it here, but I don't have to put it
well, there's another issue
here.
though, however. So you can see there's a warning. When you were generating the model, I can see there's a warning here. The reason you're getting a warning is because it says the model name shoes was recognized as plural
Instead of using singular.
singular. So it needs to be Rails
They
generate model shoe. However, Rails is really nice and helpful, and it's like, hey,
they fixed
I'm gonna
it.
make it shoe. I'll help you out. So because
Okay.
technically it's supposed to be singular. So controllers, and so I'd recommend if you don't already have it in your notes, controllers are always plural, models are all,
Models are always, yeah,
and then
capitalized.
also are the ones with the attributes. Controllers do not have attributes.
Okay,
Cool.
understood.
Yep.
Okay, so
All it.
And Leon, one more
Yeah.
question.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
wanted to, I know you were doing, you were writing texts, messages in these, like, where would I, like, I'm gonna go cut and paste the directions. Like, where would I put it in all of this stuff?
Honestly,
Or
you
do I?
can kind of put it wherever you want. For me, I was just putting it in the root directory of this application. So like if you scroll to the bottom, the easiest, and then you just like double click or right click on like this here, basically to make sure you're not in a folder or whatever. And then you can click like new file. There, click new file, and then you can call it whatever you want, like notes.txt, whatever you want. Yeah,
Okay.
directions.txt.
And then,
And then you can just
okay.
paste it there. And so this is a text file. It's not Ruby, so you don't need to do comments or anything like that.
Okay. Okay. Solid, solid. Okay.
Yep.
So then here, and I can go to home.
And then hello, Adrian. Welcome. So we did a review to start out of like kind of everything we've learned so far with Rails. And then from there now, if you'll see in exercises, I added an exercise to basically finish the exercise as homework from yesterday, and then you're going to create a brand new Rails API, pretty much. And I walk you through doing it. And then you're going to get all the way up to where what we did yesterday with like the controllers having an index and show. And then after you guys are done with this, then I'm going to what's it called? Um, then we'll go through the create, update, and destroy. So Kiko, I see you're doing that other command that I'm thinking you looked it up, and that's not an issue. However, we can see there's an error there, or there's like a warning. It's like, hey,
Did I just do index first?
yeah. So you'll just do index and you'll manually create those. So what
Bro.
these does is it creates the text for it. It's not going to create the actual code for you. No, no, no. So
Okay.
you would create the file. You in the file, you would write the code for it. You already generated the controller.
Oh,
So go find the controller.
Okay, Rails.
Yep, there it is. So now here's where you're going to write your code. Perfect. And make sure you write it inside. Good job. Nice. All right, man.
Okay.
You're killing it. Keep it up. And so I'll show you what this syntax does later. That Railsj where you add this. That's
Okay.
yeah. Really, it really honestly doesn't do much. Honestly, if I'm being honest with you. Yeah, so I wouldn't worry about that.
This is define index. Uh, is it singular or this is or this is plural and then this is singular, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Technically, this is just a variable, so you could use any word you want. It doesn't matter if it's plural or not. It makes sense to use plural shoes because this is all of the shoes. That's why I would use it with an S. The other thing, I don't have an issue with it, but the other thing to note here is that you're making this an instance variable. By instance variable, when you use at, this is now going to be available like everywhere in the code. It's not just going to
Okay.
be specific to this function. I don't have an issue with that. We're going to use that in the future, but just note that.
So if I put or if I put anything else other than a at, what if it's just shoes, it's okay too, right?
Correct. Yeah.
But does that lock it into just this code?
So using just shoes by itself is going to make it so this shoes variable is only available within this index function, which is kind of what we want. We're not using shoes
Okay.
anywhere else.
Okay, that's cool. Okay, I get it.
Yeah.
Or at least I know now. So here we do, oh shit. Mm, see, this is the shoe find part. But do I put params ID or do I just put one for now?
So I'd recommend before you even do that, I want you to test out the index first.
Oh,
So like make sure this one works first. Once you get this one working, then do the show. And also the other thing is if you're ever unsure of the syntax, you can go into Rails console and you can test it out.
okay.
But yeah, I'd
So
first recommend testing out your index action. Because if your
so I
index
have to turn on my server, right? So Rails server routing error. Is it shoes or shoe?
oops.
Routing error. Oh fuck, my power just went out. Oh snap. Sorry for my language.
Oh, you're good, you're
My
good.
my screen just went out. Holy cow.
Is there a scheduled power
I,
out?
I'm I'm tethering to my phone, so it's gonna be connected.
Okay, okay, okay.
And guys, uh if you can hear me, dude, getting an external portable screen on Amazon was definitely the investment I
Yeah,
paid,
see, that's
dude.
why in the beginning I told you guys it's not mandatory, but it's highly recommended.
Like
Highly.
when I go sit at a coffee shop and I need two screens, like this helps so damn much, dude. It's crazy. So
Mhm.
Amazon has good ones. The brand that I was recommended to by my gamer friends was Azorpa. I don't know if I said that right.
You should just send the link. Send the link in resources or whatever.
Well, I got this one off of Costco, so um it's an Acer and it's pretty dope.
Yeah, I've had friends that have like three or four screens. So I actually have my monitor right now. It's just two, my laptop and my BenQ monitor. But I've seen ones where like it's vertical, like it's just straight up vertical.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah.
I've
Those
seen
are
that for
cool.
people. I've seen it for people that are doing like Twitch. So I see their setup and it has like their Twitch chat on this side, and
This
then they
one
have
it
OBS.
this
Yeah.
one it recognizes if it's landscape or portrait and it'll change it,
Oh,
which
cool.
is
Cool.
So more isn't always better. I want to let you guys know. Because
well, I just learned how to use the two screens I have and I'm comfortable with it,
yeah,
but
I think two is kind of like, I don't know, depending on how you work, I guess. But at one point, so I have ultra wide monitors. I have a 49, a 38, and then I had a 32, and then my own monitor. So I technically had like four at one point. And then at that point, it's just like I just have stuff open just to have it open. Like I'm not really using all that real estate, you know? And so what I found is that one ultralight monitor, or technically two monitors, technically, because there's one ultra like two regular size ones, that to me is like that's perfect right there. That's what I found myself. I just wanted to say I don't want anyone here just buying a bunch of monitors because I did do that. I have like so I'm just giving them away now at that point. Like one of my previous students who was helping my mom out, she's gave her one, I gave my mom one, I gave my girlfriend one. Like I just there's too many monitors. You guys don't need that much. So I just wanted to say that before people buy a bunch of monitors.
We're willing
sorry.
to buy off monitors from you guys. We use that for tournaments, so it
Yeah,
just depends on
if I have extra, I'll let you know. I gave away most of mine already to like whatever, my parents and stuff.
Cool, cool.
Oh,
Yeah,
it
because
says I can't.
it's normal for us to like carry monitors because it's just we always bring like I bring two monitors and my laptop for events and stuff. So it's completely normal. But anyway.
I got you. And Kiko, I saw you were getting that error. My question to you is, what route did
Yeah,
you?
I was about to share my screen, but it's giving me an error on the screen share because it's a portable monitor. Hold up.
All good. So, but yeah,
Yeah.
my question to you was, what route do you have? Because you're asking, is the route shoes or shoe? It's like, I don't know. What route did you create?
I gotta double check.
Oh, sorry, Leon, off topic. So I had my other half and a couple of friends try out the API. They really like it. They really like how it's broken down.
Which
And
one?
they're kind of messing around with it. The what's it called? Your app.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, the recipe extractor thing. They tried it
Yeah,
out?
yeah. Yeah, they love it. It's
Super.
so cool because we're we're kind of we're kind of like figuring out what we can kind of budget because
Hmm.
we're doing a party and we're trying to see like, oh, is this realistic? Is this bomb realistic? But yeah, it's cool.
The one thing I'll note
Yeah.
that with that thing that I created, the recipe extractor,
Hmm.
it's really good for videos that have either a good description or have someone talking to explain what they're doing. One or the other or both. If it's a video that's just pure like someone like creating it and then like having text on the screen without any description or without any talking, it doesn't know because it's not extracting the footage, it's extracting the text, what it's technically called the metadata, like the description, title, and stuff, and then it's
Hmm.
extracting the audio, but it's not extracting the video. It's not watching the video or like taking screenshots. So just note that, when you guys are using it, like if there's a video that you guys have that's purely just no talking and it's just kind of an overlay of text on the screen, like in the video, like it won't do a good job there. It'll try.
Yeah,
Basically,
yeah, that's
I
what I noticed.
yeah. Just
Yeah.
want you guys know that.
Mm.
Solid. Okay, cool. I'm happy you guys are trying it out. Let me know.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. So Kiko, if you're unsure of what route to create, I want you to go to that image that I shared in Slack. Because are you creating the index or are you
Okay, I see. I see. I see.
because it'll tell you what
It's
route to do for what you're doing.
okay. So right here it says if I'm looking for an index, it's slash shoes. So that's it. Slash shoes.
There you go. Yeah.
I, I feel like I'm forgetting something. Uh, is it index?
So why don't you open up your other API? Open up your
Oh,
other because you unless you closed it.
I think I did. Damn.
Okay, so no worries. So then we'll just do it together. So the syntax here is going to be the controller. So delete the curly brackets and the hashtag and everything inside the quotes, basically. No, so that's all good. So do the quotes now, and it's going to be what controller is it that you're trying to go to? Yep, and then hashtag. No, no. So just the name, just no underscore controller, just the name of the object, I guess technically, and then hashtag exactly, and then what method it is you're referencing. So it's controller hashtag method. That's what it is.
Okay.
That's solid right there.
So Control S. Okay. It was.
Okay. So what's going on there, Kiko? What is it saying?
No content.
Okay. So let's look at your controller and let's figure out why it says no content. This is why I wanted you to test it first to make sure it works before moving on to the show.
Oh, because I didn't define it yet.
You did
Okay.
define it. No, no, no. You're doing the index action. You have an index action, but what does
I
your
didn't.
action do? It's not. My hint to you is you're not like returning anything. You're not. It's not return. Well, what there's a word that we are using to do something. Send the data back.
Okay. Uh,
You're not rendering anything. How about that? So it's in the controller. You need it to you what you're missing is in the index action in the controller.
oh.
So
Mm,
there's something you need to add there. You're not, and my hint to you is you're not rendering anything. You're getting all the shoes. Shoes equals shoe dot all is correct. But now it's like, no, no, so leave that. That was right. So now you need to render that information.
oh, I get it. Okay. So, it's down here. So be render
It's inside the method. You have to do it inside the method.
before this first end.
So any code with regards to the index action is going to be within this def index and this end because that's the function. Solid. Okay, now go try now try the HTTP again. There you go. So why is there nothing in there though? Why is it an
Because
empty?
I haven't given it information in the Is it in, where do I edit? CRUD. Uh,
So my
man, I
question
skipped the
to you is,
step.
did you go into Rails console and create some data? And
Not yet.
okay, so you need to create
Yeah.
some data in Rails console.
So
You need to create some shoes.
start a new one. Okay.
Mm.
Oh, I see.
Pico, so you have an uninitialized constant shoes. What do you think that means?
Show nice constant. That it doesn't even know what shoes is.
Correct. It does not know what shoes is.
Hmm.
So the fix is that it's shoe. It's shoe.create the same way that up here it's shoe.all.
Oh, so it doesn't know what it didn't read it the same way. Okay.
Just click the up arrow and then change it from shoe to shoe. From shoes to shoe. You have to click the arrow. You have to use the arrow.
Oh shit. Okay. Mm, what?
Hey, Leon, sorry, man, my power went out, so I'm just finding my footing here.
Oh, you're good. You're good. I'm sorry. Uh,
Yeah,
you, dang, everyone's power is just going out right now. Where do you guys stay?
yeah. I'm in Jigo right now, so hopefully not too long. Hopefully I'm running off my phone, so
If you need to go and you come back when it's done, both you and Kiko, you guys just let me know.
I'm all
I'm
right
kind of
for now.
like in the middle of this one right now. I'm stuck at the create your controller. I'm glitching right now. I'm not understanding what happened. So I did the Rails.console. So I'm in the
So any Rails commands that you're gonna run, or actually here, Rails console is made to run Ruby code, like the code that you would put in a file. Commands that you'll run in your terminal will never be run in Rails console.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
I get it's like a different system, right? That I
Yeah.
have to,
It's a
yeah.
different system in a sense. Yeah.
So creating the controller, I already forgot how to create your control. Rails generate controller name.
Yes.
So
Name of the control.
Rails generate. Oh, see, maybe I'm.
Well,
What
first,
is
let's get out of first. The first thing I'd say is let's get out of Rails console. I know you're in Rails console because it says this.
okay? So
Control C to go to the next line. Yep. And then do exit now. So exit gets out of Rails console.
okay,
Cool. So now here's where you'll do the basically what you have here, but then it's plural. Controller is always plural.
yeah, okay. Because when we go inside the Rails development, that's when we input, right? The different kinds of shoes and whatnot. So
Yep.
now we're back.
Like shoe.create or whatever.
Got it. So now we're creating the controller
Mm-hmm.
for shoe, right? And
Plural though.
capital shoes.
Shoes. Controllers are always plural. Models are always singular.
Man, I had thought I did this. I know I did the
Mm-hmm.
model. And so now I'm doing the controller. Lower, was this lowercase or capital? It doesn't really matter.
It honestly doesn't matter. It won't work. It will work either way. But this one's the thing. The important thing is that controllers are always plural. Models are always singular. That's the important thing.
Okay. All right. So there's the shoes controller. Okay. And that should be right there. Good. Model shoe. Okay. And the controllers deal with the routes. Okay. Create your index.
Oh yeah.
That's right.
Hey Kiko, what you have there is solid actually. I like it a lot. The one thing I'm gonna say though is I want this both to be plural. So all of that should be plural. It should be slash shoes, not shoe. Yeah. And then for the show, you're actually gonna need to change it a little bit. You're gonna have to add something, but I don't know. And I want you for that one. I want you to look at the guide, or that image, the one in Slack, to figure out what is the route that you need to create for a show.
Slash ID.
Mm-hmm. No, no, no. You put that. You'll put that here. Dang, where's my cursor? Here we go. Here, slash.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So it grabs it from shoe or yeah, it grabs the shoe ID and then it shows the shoe ID. Okay.
Yep.
Okay, test this out. Oh.
So you have to add an S because you added the S there to the routes.
Oh,
Whatever you have here, you have to use that there. Okay. Solid.
okay.
So that's index. Index works. Now test out the show.
Oh, uh, two. Oh, slash shoes. Dope.
Do you know how to test the show, Kiko?
Sorry, I thought you were watching. I just did it. Let me pull it up.
So that's the index. That's the same exact thing that was in HTTP.
Oh shoot. So,
So go back to your routes. Go back to your routes file. How did you test the index? Like, what did you do to test the index? So that is the index. No, you're gonna leave that there. Don't comment it out. How did you test the index? That's my question to you. What did you do to test it? Because I said that you just tested it. So what did you do to do that?
I went to this.
Yeah. So what exactly? What are you doing there? Like, what did you do to do that? Like, how did you get that to appear? Because that's saying like something similar is what you're gonna do to test the show.
Um,
So you went to that URL, right?
yeah.
Okay. So what is this URL?
Uh, that's the information that or that's
Or maybe a better question for you is how does this URL connect to your routes? To the routes in here in the routes file. Like how are these like connected? Like how does it know which route to go to?
in the controller.
No,
Um,
I'm looking at this right here.
uh, oh, because it's in the how do I explain that? There nothing here?
No, it's in the route.
Um,
Stay in the routes.
okay, stay in the routes.
So how is this connected to HTTP? Like how like what are we doing there? Like how is it all connected? How does it know what to do?
Well, we're telling the system right here to get the index for shoes, right?
Correct.
And then
So then how do
in
you
the other,
if you're doing that to test the index, how are you going to test the show now?
um, oh, with the request.
Correct. You are making a request. Yes.
Okay, so
Take a
where
request.
does
Take it to test that.
I think you hit this?
Nope. Nope.
No, you go back. Um,
Okay. How about this? Where does this come from? Like this slash shoes. Where is that coming from? In HDPie.
In HT.
HDPie. Let's go back to
Where is it getting the information?
no, no, no. So go back to HDPie.
Okay.
Where is so you see how it's localhost 3000 slash shoes, right? Where is this slash shoes coming from? Like what is this? Like where are you why did you put slash shoes there?
Oh, when it's supposed to be sneaker from sneaker
No, no, no,
API.
that's fine. No,
Oh,
what
oh.
you named the model like your shoes is fine. Shoes and sneakers, that doesn't matter. So where is this shoes coming? Like why did you name it? Why did you write the word shoes here? I'm not saying it's wrong. It's correct. So why did you put that there though? Like why where is this word shoes coming from? Like why is it there? Why did you put slash shoes? Why didn't you put slash something or slash index or whatever? Like why didn't you put
Because
slash
that's what I named the class?
no? Well,
Mm,
kind of, but no. Like that's not really what it is. It's because
damn, I'm lost.
that's what you need out. So if you look in your routes right here, it's get slash shoes points to the shoes index, right?
Uh,
So I want you to change this word shoes to be something. Change it to be something, like literally something. Just this first one right here. Slash, I want it to be slash something. Okay, now let's go back to HDPie.
well, what the hell just happened? Hold on.
Uh, do like escape. Okay, good.
There.
Okay, now go back to HDPie. Okay, make a request. Click send. Okay, what is it? So how are you gonna fix this? How are you gonna fix this to get the right data now? Perfect. Okay. So we understand that this slash whatever is because of this. So whatever you name the route is going to be what you're putting as in the URL. With that being said,
Oh, okay, I get it. So if you're asking me for the show,
correct.
damn.
You can test
Okay, I see. I see. Hold on. So it'll be shoe slash colon
no colon.
ID.
You did colon ID there because this is technically the parameter.
Hmm.
So what you put a number there. You just put a number. You're going to put whatever ID.
Oh, okay, okay. Damn, okay.
Okay, so now this is an error that you need to figure out what is going on. What do you think this error means? Wait, let's go look. Let's take a look at the error. What do you think that error means? An action is a method or a function. What do you think that means?
So if it can't be found in the shoes controller, that means I didn't add this to the shoes controller.
Let's go check. Let's check your shoes controller, see what's going on.
Oh, I didn't do the define show. Okay.
There you go. So you don't have a show method.
Okay. Damn.
And I wanted you to create it one by one. That's why you were already originally trying to create it, but I want you to do it one by one.
Oh no. Hold on. Mm, where's my other? Mm,
Adrian, do you know what's going on in that error?
This one?
No, sorry, I was saying, sorry, Junior, I didn't mean to interrupt you. No, Junior, you don't have any errors. I was saying, Adrian,
Um,
Adrian, do you know what? Okay, perfect. Adrian, looks like you fixed it. Yeah, that error is basically saying you didn't have a comma. You needed a comma. Junior, are you doing good? Is yours, you're feeling pretty okay?
I think I might have done stuff out of order, so I'm not sure how this is gonna impact it, but um, let's see.
To be honest,
I did.
there isn't like a, there is an order to it, but a lot of them will not break if you do it, like if it's not in order. The only thing that will break is like, let's say you tried to do shoe.all, but you didn't create the model yet. Like then that shoe doesn't exist. Like you cannot try to ping the database to request for something that doesn't exist. So
Yeah,
technically, theoretically, you would have to create that first. But a lot of these other things is like it doesn't really matter too much what order it is you do it.
I think I created the controller
Mhm.
before I created the data. So do I have to recreate the controller after?
No.
No, it'll okay. All right.
As long as the controller isn't trying to get that data that you didn't create yet, it's completely fine. Because if you remember, when we originally created the controllers, we didn't even have models yet. We didn't have data. We just had them do generic things like something or greet or whatever, you know?
Okay, yes,
As
yes.
long
The
as
con-
as long as you're not doing like a shoe.all or shoe.find or shoe.create in the controller, it doesn't matter.
the controller is like the website to the
The data.
Rails, right? Website to the Rails, that's the connection there, right?
Yeah, so
And
the
then you
connection is yep, yep, exactly. So the connection is someone goes to a specific route or basically goes to the URL, clicks enter, right? And then that URL goes to the server, which goes to the routes and it's like, hey, is there a route for slash index or whatever, slash shoes? Shoes goes to the shoes controller index method. All right, let's go to the shoes controller index method. Cool. What does this index method do? That method makes a request to our database and does shoe.all. And so that shoe.all gets all of the shoes, and then from there it returns or renders all that data back to the where it was requested from. And so that's the way they're all kind of interconnected.
okay,
Yeah.
okay, okay. Let's see here.
Engineer, click Q.
Q. That's right, Q.
Yeah. There's a lot of like little keys to remember, but yeah, for that one specifically, it's Q. Can give you guys like say 7 more minutes, and then we'll take a 10-minute break, and then we're gonna go through the create, update, and destroy.
Hey Leon,
Yes.
sorry, I have a question. When you present any new project or a project that you're currently working on,
Yep.
do you use like Visio or something to like make a presentation of how your application works? Because I've seen this in videos. Like I was just like going on YouTube seeing videos of people just doing stuff or like skits of people showing their API and how it works. Do you
Yeah.
do the same thing in your previous jobs using Visio or something?
In most of the other jobs that I did, we usually demoed them live. It was rare that it was something recorded. And if it was recorded, then I might just honestly just do a regular recording on your laptop. Like for Macs, it's like Shift Command 5 allows you to screen record your computer. Yeah. But
Okay.
I have used some recording softwares, but like it's nothing crazy. I haven't used any one particular that'd be like, oh, use this. I don't even remember what I used to be honest. Yeah. Most of the time
Yeah.
it's always a live thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I've seen most tutorials like use like OBS for example to record what their screen is doing for like tutorials and stuff, and then just in general. But yeah, just curious on that.
Yeah, no, usually like for example, for videos for previous classes, it's like I wanted to go through a specific topic for them like that we couldn't do in class because we didn't have time. And so I literally just use Zoom. OBS and that kind of stuff would be really helpful. I just haven't got to using it. But I literally just use Zoom and just record it and
Yeah,
then meeting and then it downloads the video. Yeah.
yeah, okay. Yeah, OBS is basically the same thing. Just more like I guess more features video wise.
Yeah.
Because yeah,
One thing about OBS, I think OBS is open source. And what I
yeah,
mean by that is anybody can go see the code. And you guys can, like, if there's a feature that you really want, like, you could kind of just add it and then make a PR for it. And if they like it, then they'll add it into the code. And then you would have effectively contributed to OBS. And you could write
that's
that
correct.
stuff. And so that's
Yeah,
really, I've never done that
cool.
myself, but I think that's something cool to try out.
Yeah. Ew.
Hey, Leon, could
Yes.
I ask for some help here? I think I I probably named something incorrectly or something, man.
Oh, no worries. Let's figure it out. Okay, let's go to that error. I saw that there was an error. Okay.
Yeah, so I tried to run my server.
Yep, and it did turn on. Yeah, that's fine, whatever. That's just the home screen. Welcome. Okay, right, get slash shoes. So we have an error. And what I'm looking at is first I saw here, I'm gonna write, where's my pencil? The first thing I see is this. That's the first place my eyes are looking. I just want you to know where I'm looking. All right, cool. So this is going to be the index route. I know because I know the CRUD actions. From there, it says action controller routing error, uninitialized constant shoes colon controller. Action path matching controller, uninitialized constant shoes controller. So it keeps saying uninitialized constant shoes controller. So then it makes me wonder, do you have a shoes controller? And I'm assuming you do, but let's check it. Let's see, where is your shoes controller? Okay, there it is. Yeah, go ahead and click on it. I want to see the file. Yeah, see it says shoes controller. Okay, the next thing I'm gonna do is let's go to your routes. Let's see what your routes look like. Oh, okay. Remove the slash right there.
Oh, shoot. Okay.
Pretty sure that's what it is. Now
Oh,
go try to make the request again.
okay. Well, yeah. Okay. All right. Solid.
Debug it though. Like that's what I'm thinking. That's where I'm going with all that. Yeah.
Okay. Got it. All right. I wonder. Okay. Now let me try and figure this one out here.
Yep. So it's not an error. Anything within 200 is not an error. It means that a request was made and it was successful. By successful, it didn't error out. So you just need to figure out why is it being no content and it's not doing the 200 okay with the content. Like where's the content at?
Okay. I'm guessing the routes, and then it would go to the controller.
So you're looking at the right file. Nope, it was right there. It's in there. So my question to you is what is the index doing that the show isn't? Because the index is working. The index is
Okay.
doing one thing that the show is not doing.
Is the index doing the Oh, okay.
There you go. Exactly.
All
So
right.
basically the 204 no content means you're not rendering anything.
Got it. Okay. All right. Solid. All right.
There you go.
Wow, that's legit.
That's cool though.
Yeah, that is pretty cool.
No, this is actually I think it's really cool. I really like Rails. I think it's so cool how you can go from zero to this. And this is the way the real world works. Like when you make a request, when you go to some website or some application, like this is what it's doing. It's making a request to someone's server and they're doing some sort of routes because depending on the framework and the language, it's like they won't have a routes RB specifically, but it'll be something like that. And then it's going to go to some controller, some method. That method is going to make a request to like make a query to the database to get some data, and then it's going to send it back and display it on your screen. And so that's really what's happening. That's the way that an application or like that's the way the internet works. Most of it.
Yeah, it's like communication engineering. Like
Yeah. No, for real.
it's yeah, wow.
But it makes sense now.
It does. It wow. So like when I create a server, so the
Mhm.
server is basically just some computer or whatnot allowing access to, or it's kind of like a build, or I don't know. It's like someone could request information to the server, and the server could just be a laptop or maybe a phone or something like that. It could be anything that allows someone to request information,
We can
basically.
The way that I think of a server is it's like a process. So like I want to turn when I turn my server on, I'm turning on the process that runs this code. And that process or that server can accept requests from kind of, for us specifically right now, we're running it on our local computer. So we cannot, like, if I made a request to localhost 3000 slash shoes one, I'm not making a request to yours. I'm making a request to mine because localhost is specific to your computer. However, if you were to put this up online and run it on a computer, let's say if you could use a laptop but you configured it to be open to the internet. So then that's where someone could make a request to your server running on your laptop or whatever it is and then get that information based on whatever it is. Yeah.
Okay.
And so technically the way it's going to work, and we're going to get to it where we deploy something online, And so we're going to use someone's computer, someone's cloud computer. It's online somewhere in the world. So they have a
Mhm.
physical like place where it's going to be technically. And so we're going to put it online so that way anybody could make a request to our computer, to our website, to our API. Right now it's only us that can do it because it's local. It's localhost. When it's
Oh,
online, it'll be live for anybody to view. Should we make it public,
I see. Okay. That's pretty cool.
Oh, it's cool, man. I
Right.
think it's really, really cool.
Wow. Yeah.
You guys are, to me, you guys are ready. You guys are software engineers, like 100%. Like go ask one of your friends to tell you what an API is and create a web request right now. And I guarantee you most people cannot. They don't even know what that is. You guys are ready, like you guys are there. You guys are there.
This one is a Q or what was it again? Okay, there we go. Okay, so there we get status.
Nice. I like that you're pushing it up.
So get add period.
So before you do it though, Junior, actually, I want you to pause real quick. So technically, you did a bunch of stuff here. And there's nothing wrong with that. I don't have any issues with all the stuff you did. Everything you did there is correct. But I just wanted to say, like, let's say that you only wanted to add a specific file. Because sometimes it's like, hey, what if I'm still working on this model? Like, I still have some code here that it's not ready to be pushed up for whatever reason. Maybe it has comments, maybe it's not ready, whatever. So that's where you
Mhm.
would not use git add period. You would do git add whatever the name of the file is. Like, you would go like app controllers, shoes controller, for example. App controller.
Um,
And so I just want you to understand that though, because in the future, like let's say I don't want you to push up all of that code. Like you're not supposed to right now. Not all that code is ready to be pushed up. So that's where again, that's where that would come in handy.
okay, I get it. Yeah. So get dot period just means push everything.
Exactly. Like group them all together. Like I don't care what's in there. I'm gonna grab everything and stage it to be committed and then push.
Okay.
Yeah. So I just want you guys to be aware of that though, so that way you understand like there's a time and place to use it, but there's also a time and place to not use it, where you're gonna add something specific. And to be honest, I don't ever do like git add and then test models, whatever. I'll use the GUI or graphical user interface that VS Code provides. And so if you click on here, let me grab my thing. If you click on this right here, this where the 9 is. So this is GitHub's like GUI. And actually, Adrian and Kiko, if you guys take a look at this too, take a look at Junior's screen. Yeah, so go ahead and click on it. Solid. Okay, and then click on this down arrow just to make it so that way we can see everything. Right here, click on right there. Yeah, yeah. Cool. So now we can see, here's where we can literally like physically see when you do a git status, it shows you all of these files. This is exactly what you did. So like what you see here is exactly the same thing as what you see here.
Oh,
So this
okay.
is what we call a GUI or graphical user interface. And so we're using VS Code's GUI for source control, for to see get the GitHub stuff basically, like what we would do, what we would push up, the changes. And so here's where you like if you hover over like right here, there's like a minus button. If you hover over like right there, yeah, click the minus right on the sorry, my things are covering it.
Oh,
Yeah,
sorry.
there you go. And so now we can see now if you do git now click enter over here. And you'll see that none of the changes are now staged. They're all still red.
Click it.
And go and click enter. Cool. So they're all red. Now, if you hover over any of these, and there should be a plus icon right next to it. Yep. So if you click that plus icon, cool. So now go ahead and go here and do git status. So scroll up a little bit. There you go. So we can see only that shoes controller is staged. Everything else is not. So here's how I would in the real world, if I wasn't trying to push up everything, I'm gonna use GitHub's GUI, their graphical user I mean VS Code's GUI to stage only the files that I want to be staged. Instead of
Got
doing
it.
add app controller, shoes controller, all that typing, I'm gonna use VS Code's graphical user interface for source control.
That makes sense. So just
But
plus
So
plus.
that just closes all the other junk that's on, not junk, but the stuff we don't use. Because I scroll through it looking for stuff all the time. How did he only get what he used?
so here, Kiko, for you, you need to click on this right here.
Okay, I see that he's in there. Okay.
Uh, so it looks like you need to download Git for Windows or something. I don't know. Yeah, try clicking that button. Yeah, go ahead and click open. On Windows, I've noticed that it isn't as straightforward to do. I'm gonna be honest,
Yeah,
maybe I'm biased, but I don't like Windows.
but I have extensions and I have Git as the extension.
It should have opened up a new window, like in your browser or something on another tab or something. It would
Oh,
be
it says right there.
so it would be in here. So this first here, this first thing right here is how to see the files of your computer. This
Okay.
how you search for things. That's why it's an icon. This is the source control thing that Junior has on his screen. But for yours, I don't. I for Windows, it's like you need to install it. Try clicking the download for the Git again. Yeah, click open, and so it should open up something. There should be like a browser somewhere. Okay, cool. So it looks like you need to like do this process basically, which I actually haven't done. I don't know why Windows is so complicated. Yeah, go to like maybe like click there to download Git for Windows right there. Yeah, this is why I don't like Windows. To me, Windows is just extra complicated for no reason. Mac just it's just so straightforward. Like it just comes like everyone's is the same. To me, for Windows, it's like everyone's laptop's different. Like when I was helping you guys set up your guys' laptops, like everyone's stuff was different. What's going on? Oh, yeah, I guess you just have to wait. You go, it's downloading. It looks like you downloaded it 3 times as well, so it just adds up. You can like delete, yeah, cancel. But does this idea does that all make sense, Junior, Adrian, Kiko? This like source control thing? Yeah. Okay. So yeah, so this is how I would use it in the real world. Like I would use git add if I'm gonna git add everything, then I'll probably just do git add period. If I'm gonna add something specific, then I'm gonna use this GUI over here because it's nicer. It's easier to use. Yeah. And so now I'll go ahead, sorry, Junior, you can add commit and push your code now. If you wanted to, if you hover over right here, there's a plus icon like in this changes level. Yeah, go ahead and click that. Go ahead and click
And
on that.
then every,
And that officially
every
it did git add period for you, basically.
got it. And then if I click this, that's basically typing the
Yes.
commit down here.
So you can type the message there and you can click commit. However, I don't use this because it limits you to 50 characters, if I'm not mistaken. And I don't like
Oh,
sometimes my commits, I want it to be longer than 50 characters. So I always do the git commit dash m down here. You can use this, but I always do the git commit on the bottom. You can try it out right now. Why don't you try it out?
so this one would be like the dash M, and then in the quotes, this is what goes in the quotes.
Exactly.
Okay, okay, got it. Okay, so I could just say shoes API update.
Yep. And so now if you check it, do a git status. Actually, I wonder if this is going to push it up for you. Okay, try clicking that sync changes. I think that's going to do git push for you too. Oh my gosh. It does it all. Yeah, go ahead and click OK.
Oh, so this is push. This is
Sync changes is push, yeah. And so when
okay.
cool, so run git status now. Let's make sure. So do just click the X there. Do git status. And so we see that originally it said one commit. Was it like you're ahead by one commit? Means that you have to git push. And then when you did that, it pushed it up. So now you don't have to. So basically, it provided you a graphical user interface for all those different things that you would have done. Whereas in the terminal, you're using the command line interface. By command line interface, this is the command line. This is a graphical user interface because it's like graphics that you can actually interact with.
Got it.
So
I
usually
make it.
people will use a GUI. Developers a lot of times use a terminal or a command line. And so GUIs are just kind of like this nice user interface that you can interact with.
Layperson stuff.
Makes sense, yeah, makes sense. Solid. Okay. Let's go ahead and
Understandable.
take it's 7:58. Let's take a luxurious 12-minute break. We'll come back at 8:10 and we're gonna do the create, update, and destroy. Hey Kiko, I wait first. So I think we just need to restart. Oh, actually, there. Hopefully that worked. No source control provided. Register. Uh, I want to say Kiko, try. I want you to restart VS Code, but don't just exit out. If you remember, you have a terminal, you have a server and Rails console running. So I want you to turn both of those off and just restart VS Code. Kiko? All right. Welcome back, everybody. Okay. All right. Kiko, I'll help you work on that Git thing later. We'll work on that together. All right, you guys are good to stop sharing your screen. All right. And also I saw, I guess the one of the power plants went out. So I think that's why a lot of people had power outages. Okay. Let's go. Let me do this. Let me share my screen portion. Okay. Okay. So, as we've seen, we have now, everybody here has done an index and a show. So we've officially done this C, I mean, no, R for read. However, in Rails console, everybody here has done all CRUD actions. By all CRUD actions, everybody here has done shoe.all, shoe.find one for index and show technically. You guys have also all done create. So like shoe equals shoe.create. It needs a name. Let's say slippers or whatever. I'm going to slippers. That's what it's going to be. Manufacture rainbows and size 12, whatever. So everyone here has done a create. Everyone here has also done an update. So for example, shoe, if I change the shoe dot name to equal something else, and now I go shoe dot save, now I've done an update because now my shoe is named something else. So we've officially done update, and we've also done delete. So I have a shoe. If I go shoe dot destroy, now if I go shoe dot all, now I don't have that shoe. So we've done all 5 CRUD actions already within Rails console. And we've also seen that the syntax to do these controller actions is pretty much just what we have in Rails console and then rendering the response. With that being said, the create, update, and destroy are going to look something very similar. It shouldn't be, it's not going to be much different. So let's go ahead and start with the create. So for example, def create end, and then from there I'm going to go shoe equals shoe.create. Or actually, technically, I could just do shoe.create, but we're going to go shoe equals shoe.create. And then I'm going to click enter. I'm clicking enter because it's going to be a lot more readable than me just typing everything in right here. Like I could just do like name is whatever, etc. But it's easier to read if I put everything on its own line. That's why I'm going to do this. And so I'm going to pull up my schema on this side because I want to see what a shoe needs. Okay, cool. There, I see what a shoe needs. So I'm going to go name, colon, and then I'm going to hard code all the values. I like starting with hard coded values because I want to show you guys like exactly what's going on. So we're going to go shoe.create name. Let's say it's going to be um uh trail shoe. I don't know. Whatever. Doesn't really matter. Manufacturer is going to be Saucony. I really like my Saucony running shoes slash trail shoes, whatever. Size, let's say it's 12 or whatever. I don't know. And then from there, we're gonna go render JSON shoe. So I created a shoe and I'm rendering that shoe. All right, that looks pretty solid to me. The next thing to do is to create the route. So going back to Slack, if we look at the pinned file or this photo, if I'm doing a create, let's look for the create. Here's the create. A create is a post request. It's not a get request. There's a huge difference. You guys need to make sure we see it's a post request to slash photos to create a new photo. So over here, we're going to go post slash shoes. And if we notice this slash shoes and this slash shoes are technically exactly the same. The only difference is what type of request is it? Is it a get request or is it a post request? And so that's why understanding that this is a post is very important. If you don't put this as a post, it's going to get confused and it's probably just going to do this index. All right, cool. So next, that points to the shoes hashtag create method. All right, let's go ahead and try this out. I'm going to turn my server on. Solid, my server's on, and let me put up HTTP. All right, and so now, if we remember, the route is just slash shoes. However, it is a post request. So I have to click on this little drop down here and click post. And then from there, so then actually, let's just go ahead and try this. I'm going to click send. Solid, we created a shoe. If you guys remember in Rails console, when we saw this like SQL code where our Rails is talking to the database to create the shoe, our server is showing that exact same thing because it's also creating a shoe for our database. Solid, we can see it's working. We also see it says 200 OK. 200 OK means it succeeded. And so we also see the 200 OK here. So that means if I change this back to an index and click send, nice, I see that trail shoe that I just created. So we've officially created a shoe. However, we have one huge issue. If I run this again, I'm creating that same shoe over and over and over. If I click send again, like this is just all the same exact shoe. And that's happening because we're hard coding the values, which isn't wrong to start out. I like starting with hard coded values to show you what's happening and getting it working. And now we need to figure out how are we going to change this to make it dynamic and not hard coded anymore. And so the way we're going to do that is HTTP provides us with these params right here. These params is the parameters that we're going to be using. So for example, I'm going to do name and I'm going to call it something else. I don't know, some shoe. And then I'm going to do manufacturer, some manufacturer. And then I'm going to do size, let's say 12. Now, if I click send, I'm going to clear my terminal and then I'm going to click send. All right, cool. So we can see some stuff's going on here. Technically, it created the exact same shoe because it's still hard-coded. However, the important thing is here is that we see there's some parameters here. We have name, manufacturer, and size. So that's really important because now we have access to some dynamic values. So this isn't hard coded. And so just to show us to walk through it, the same thing we did yesterday, I'm going to go like puts a bunch of lines. I'm going to do that twice. And then I'm going to go puts params. I'm going to send this again. Solid. Let's go see. So we see there's the params again. I just wanted to show you that we can get it. And so now with that same syntax, let's see, let's just see if I do the name. Send it again. We can see there's the name. It's some shoe. It's some shoe because that's what I named it here. Perfect. And so now instead of this being name is our hard-coded value, I could do params colon name. And then for here, I could do params colon manufacturer. And here I could do params colon size. And so now, based on the values that I give in HTTP, that's what I should create. It should no longer be hard-coded to these values. So if I click send, solid, here you go. Some shoe, some manufacturer, size 12. So now we've made it dynamic. We're no longer hard-coding those values and we're able to create a shoe using a post request. Does that make sense with everybody here? Solid, solid, solid. Okay. So, debating. Yeah, I'm gonna have you guys try it out first before we do the update and destroy. Okay. So, exercise, implement the create action for your shoes controller. It'll look something like this. Add the route for your shoes controller. And once again, it'll look something like this. Test it with HTTP by making a post request to localhost 3000/shoes. And then after that, implement the create action for another one of your, all you guys only have shoes actually. We'll just start with that. Yeah, we'll do that. Okay, so basically I want you guys to implement the create action. If you want to, I would recommend opening up your other API and doing a create just to practice, but just for the time being, at least do this. All right, cool. So you guys are good to start sharing your screen and try it out. Hey, Junior, what type of request are you trying to make, if I may ask? Correct. It is a post request. Sorry, I could read your lips. You're saying post.
I'm gonna do a post. So that goes over here, right?
Yep.
So do I change it now or do I change it after I do a post? Does it matter?
After you do which one?
So I have to change these, right? Like,
Correct. So you have to
so
get some values, basically, like the key value pair, kind of.
I forgot what I did over here. So so this one is brand
Mm-hmm.
and and then it's make string and then size is integer. Is that right?
Yes and no. Yeah, you try it out. So let's send it. Send it.
But it'll come out the next shoe, it will just show string integer for that
The values.
in. So if I do this, I say like what you were doing, slippers, Scots, this, that will create that
Yeah, try it.
specific
Let's try it. Send it.
send,
There you go.
it create, and then if I
Success.
go to
If you do a
get,
post, I mean, if it says 200 OK and you see the ID and created at and updated at, that's how you know it was successful and it's saved. And also if you see it in there, you see that 200 OK.
okay,
Yeah. So now if you go back into the index, so those are
go to
fine.
the
The parameters, whether or not they're there or not for the index, it doesn't matter. Because in the index, you're not using it. So you can just click
okay, send because that's a get now.
correct. So, yep, there you go. Now you see there's that one you just created. And so the only difference between the index and create route is what type of request it is. That's why that's so important to understand. Because if you mess up what type of request it is, it could do something completely different. Because
I
technically it's the exact same place in a sense. Yeah.
I'm guessing somewhere down the line, we're gonna include this functionality in our website for a user to just kind of input in the box and then it does it.
Exactly. Yes.
Okay.
So we're going to do right now, because we're only doing the API, the back end, like we're not giving a user interface for the user to actually interact with it. Right now,
Mm,
like we're only doing JSON, like we don't have an interface for someone to input that stuff just yet. Once we do the front end, we will. However, we're not there yet.
okay. All right. And then we'll just see this.
Solid.
Yeah. Okay. Solid. Ooh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. No, it is really cool. Let's see. Adrian, I see you got an error. So it started post/shoe. And I'm assuming it says no route matches. No route matches post/shoe. Yeah, I see it. So my first question is, do you have a route for post/shoe? Like, is that the route that you're trying to go to? Okay. Where's your index route for, wait, are you doing shoes or are you doing movies? What are we looking at here?
I made a entirely I just made a new shoes controller.
Mhm.
Yeah, so I was working off of that.
So you have a shoes controller, but does this app have a shoe model?
Uh it should.
Let me see your schema. Let's see your schema, and I mean, we'll be able to see right then and there, like what your database looks like. Okay, you do have shoes. All right, cool. So let's see your shoes controller. Okay, so you have a create. Solid. Yeah, that all looks right to me. Okay, let's look at your routes again. Because it says no route matches post/shoes. Post localhost 3000 slash shoes. Restart your server and then do it again. Call it. So okay, 404 not found. No route matches post slash shoe. Wait, let me see your controller again. What is going on here? Is your control? I mean, not your controller, your routes. Let me see your routes. There's something like really small that we're missing. Let's see. Oh, okay, I see the issue. What type of request are you trying to make?
Uh, create. So I set it to
Correct. Now, in your
yeah.
routes, you also have to set up what it is. So, what type of request did you set it in your routes?
I put get slash shoes.
Okay, so you
Yeah.
gave it it's a get request. Is it a get request or is it a post request? Because you're doing.
Oh, okay. I see the problem.
All right, cool. So go ahead and try making a request again. And you're gonna get another error, but it's okay. We're gonna debug it. Or you're I'm gonna we'll see. Unknown attribute size for shoe. What do you think that means?
Size was not. Oh, even so, see it's here. Okay.
What do you think that error means? Like just on face value, like what do you think it means?
I guess unknown attribute, meaning I guess that it doesn't know if it's like a integer or something like that. It was asking for the size.
So my question to you is, does your shoe model have a size attribute? I see it says it there. And so that's why it's
Weird.
an unknown attribute size for shoe. So does your shoe model or database table include the size attribute is my question to you. Because it doesn't know what a size is. It's like, hey, what is that?
See here.
So you'll never edit the schema. So go ahead and delete all that. You'll never edit the schema. So basically, does your shoe database table or model have a size attribute? That's my question.
No, it doesn't. So what if I just do
Perfect.
this?
And just so you wrote what I had. My shoe model has a size attribute. Yours does not. So that's why for me I would put it, but for yours you wouldn't put it. So now there's a next problem here. Why does it say null? It looks like it created it, but it says null. Why do you think that is? It's so null means that nothing is there. And if you look at the request, why don't we take a look at the request here? Take the look at the request in the server. I mean, yeah, in the server. Take a look at it here. Let's look for your params. The params would be right after this. There's no params. Why is there no params? What do you think? So that there's no params, which makes sense on why it's null. That's why the name and manufacturer is null. But why are there no params, which leads to it being null?
I think what I didn't do. Oh yeah, this is what I didn't do. I didn't put like string. I didn't put like a string or text to get it from. So it just by default it goes to null, right?
You didn't put string or text where?
When I first created, um, when I first created the controller, I didn't put like after I put name and manufacturer, I didn't put anything in there. It's just like it's blank. Like I didn't put like names, colon, string.
How
So it's just
how would you fix it then? How would you fix it if that was what the issue is? Like what are you where are you thinking to fix it?
I could just delete it and make it again.
Delete which? Delete which?
Shoot, the shoes controller.
No, so your shoes controller is fine. So you're missing something that to populate those parameters. And so what you're missing is in HDPy, you're not giving it any parameters. You're not telling it to populate it. So let's go to HDPy. You see how there's that params there? Params.
Yeah.
So you need to give it some values. So I guess
Oh.
like where in your head are these coming from? Params name, params manufacturer. What are you
To
thinking?
be honest, I don't know.
Yeah, and so if you don't know, that's perfectly fine. I want you to say you don't know if you don't know. So that way we can figure it out and we can break it down. So this param's name and param's manufacturer. And so this is why when I showed it to you guys, the first thing I did was I hard coded these values because I just want to see it working simply. I don't mind you guys doing params name and params manufacturer, but now it's like, okay, where are these values supposed to come from? And so that's what we're going to get at now. The values are going to come from here. So I want you to type in what the name of your params are. Nope, so just name. So it'd be just name. And then so that's going to be the name and then the value is going to be whatever what is the value of it? Like what is the name? Like what name do you want it to be? It could be value if you want. Okay. Nope, nope. So you already have a name. You have a name right there. Okay. Now click send. Okay. So we see now it's populated. And also in your server, I want you to go to your server. In your server, we can see there's some params right there. So that's where it's coming from. Does all this make sense?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Go ahead and mess around with it a little bit more. And I'd say for practice, you have other controllers. So do it for your movie controller. Do this do your create action for your movie controller for practice. All right. All right, Kiko, I'm looking at your screen. Okay, so there's a few things going on here, Kiko. So the first thing I'm going to ask you is what is this apostrophe for, or this whatever that? Yeah. Okay. Cool. So this is it looks like you're getting your index. Why are you getting your index? What do you think? Like why are and if you don't know, just please say I don't know. But if
Because
you
I don't have a route to print the index or to show the index, or I don't have my route set up, but
you're
here's my route.
well, if you're getting the data for the index, that means you do have a route for the index.
Um,
So why is it showing the index and it's not showing the create? And if you don't know, I want you to say I don't know.
because I didn't call it out.
No.
Okay. Hmm. Well, in my routes, I do have the create.
Yep.
Uh,
That's right. That does look right. So if you have it there, why is it not? populating? Why aren't you creating anything? It's doing an index.
I haven't sent a request for it.
No. I mean, yeah, technically you
Uh,
haven't sent a request for it, but why if you should be sending a request for it, how are you going to send a request for it then? If you're not, how are you going to change it to send a request for it?
uh, in here?
Nope. It'll be an HTTP.
Uh,
If you're not sure, just
oh,
say
up here.
that looks right to me. Localhost 3000 slash shoes because it's slash shoes, right? I see it says slash shoes.
Shoes. So why isn't it pulling up?
Why isn't it doing the create action if you're telling if it's
Oh,
no, 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 no.
should I cheat?
So
Okay, hold
this is
on.
fine. That's perfectly fine.
Hmm. Because there's two shoes and there's two commands for the shoes,
So that's right though. That is exactly what we want.
but it's post instead of get, right?
Correct. That is correct.
Okay. So why isn't it posting create? Do I have a create?
Well,
I
if you
do.
didn't have a create action, it would say
I
undefined method,
do.
something like that. You have a create action. I see it. So why is it not creating a shoe?
My routes are fine.
Your routes are fine. Your controller looks fine. So that means it has to be something with HTTP.
Hmm.
If you're
Did I
not,
not save it? Did I not save it somewhere?
no. If you're not sure,
Uh,
just let me know.
I'm not sure. I tried everything, or I
Jenny,
did everything right.
you
I'm
don't
just
know.
missing some.
So what type of request are you making here in HTTP?
Oh, I didn't know we could change that. Okay, error still.
So you got an error. Wrong number of arguments given 3 expected 0 1. Let me see your create action in your shoes controller. Dev create. Yeah, that looks right to me. Shoe equals shoe dot create. Oh, it's not equals, it's colon.
These.
Yeah, you don't do equals, you do colon. It's brand colon. It's the same. So the same syntax that you do in Rails console is the exact same thing that you would do up there. So actually, you can, when you're done with that, scroll up in Rails console and see how you created a shoe. Because you did create some shoes. So yeah, I mean, even though we got an error here, that's fine. Like I want you to look that you're doing shoe equals shoe dot create, and then it's brand colon.
Colon. Okay.
So brand colon params name, for example. Okay, now try making a shoe again. Click create or click send. Click send. Damn. Okay. However, it looks like brand, style, and size are all null. I think I know why, but I'm not 100% sure. So what I want you to do is let's open up your server. This is your Rails console. I want to see your server.
So go back out with nope. Exit.
Yep. But however,
Okay.
where's your server at? No, no, no. So you're not going to turn on another server. You already have a server on. Where's your server? Solid. Okay, here's your server. Scroll up right there. No, it's right there. Right there is fine. So here's what I want us to take a look at. Let's look at our parameters. So it looks like our parameters that we're sending here, we have like a huge space in between all of these parameters. So let's go to our HTTP, and it looks like there might be a space in front of all of these. Delete the space here. It matters. Because technically this brand has to be exactly the same as param's brand that you're using in the create action. Okay, so now click send again. Okay, cool. Looks like we're getting closer. There's something wrong with the brand one still. I don't know if is there a, that space there doesn't matter. Let's go to the controller and let's see the controller. See your create action. Okay. Do you have a params brand?
Oh. Mm, do I have a params brand?
Well, what about, okay. What is happening on line 14? What is this line doing? I want you to read it word for word.
Brand colon params uh, uh colon name.
Is there anything wrong with what you just said there?
Oh, it's supposed to be brand.
There you go. Okay, now try making another request. Go back to HTTP and make another request. Solid. Okay, the last thing that I want to point out here is this ID is not doing anything. This ID is
Okay.
automatically generated when you create something. So the next one's going to be
So
8, etc. So this ID is not doing anything. You could just uncheck it or delete it or whatever.
okay.
Solid. So now I want you to create an index request to see all of your shoes. How are you going to change this to be an index request?
Get slash shoot.
Perfect. Great job with that. I like how you debugged it too. You went to your routes to verify. I really like that a lot. So great job there. Cool. So now scroll down to the bottom. You should be able to see the shoes that you created. There's the shoes that you just created. The one where we were fixing all of the nulls and all that. Solid.
Yeah, this one.
All this makes sense with you?
Yeah.
Cool, cool, cool. Great work. All right.
Okay.
I think everybody. Sorry, Junior, yours was the only one I didn't check. Was yours solid? You have any questions? You're good? Okay, okay. All right, you guys are good to stop sharing your screen. And let's do the update and destroy. Okay. Everyone's feeling good with the create. We understand the params, all that kind of stuff. Solid, solid, solid. Okay. Well, I also the other thing, guys, I genuinely like when I'm asking you guys something, if you guys don't know, I want you to tell me you don't know. I think saying I don't know is a really, really, really good skill to have. I'm gonna call it a skill. It's a really good skill to have, genuinely. One of the software engineering jobs that I landed, he didn't say it word for word, but he pretty much said the reason I got the job was because I was okay with saying I don't know. In the interview, for you guys' reference, in the interview, they asked me 5 technical questions. I think 3 of them I just didn't know. I didn't know the answer to it. I didn't know how to do it. I never touched those technologies before. And so I told them I don't know, but I'm willing to learn. And because of that, because I told them and I was straight up that I didn't know, that's why the manager wanted to hire me because he's like, he's someone that I can trust to tell me I don't know something if I don't know. I'm not someone who's just gonna fake and be like, yeah, I think it's that. Yeah, it's probably that. I'm not gonna fake that. I'm gonna tell them I don't know, but I'm gonna learn. And so for you guys, I really, really, really want to emphasize if there's something that you don't know or you don't understand, just be straight with it. If you're straight with it, then we can help. If you're gonna say that you know it, then I'm gonna keep questioning until you figure it out. Until you or until you tell me you don't know. And so when we're doing those things, I'm not trying to give you a hard time. I want you guys to explain that you don't know, or I want you to tell me what it is. Okay, so I just wanted to say that real quick because I think that's something really important to understand. Okay, so we've officially done our create. The next one that we're going to do is an update. So we're going to go def update end. And so the first thing that we're going to do, so for our update, the first thing we're going to have to do, and for the destroy, the first thing we're going to have to do is we're going to have to grab the shoe. We're going to have to grab that shoe that we want to find. And let's go ahead and take a look at the pin thing. So for update, It's photos colon ID. The same thing as the show. It's going to be photos colon ID. So actually, let me go ahead and create the route first. So it's going to be patch or put. We could technically use put or patch. I don't remember why they originally before put, if I'm not mistaken, was for updating the entire thing. Patch was for updating a specific thing in that object. However, now it's like you can use them interchangeably. So it really doesn't matter if you use put or patch here. Okay, patch request to slash shoes slash colon ID points to the shoes hashtag update method. And I know that's what it is because I'm looking here and I can see put or patch photos colon ID is the update, how to update a specific photo. So for me, it's going to be shoes slash colon ID. Okay, so that's the first thing we need to do. With that being said, we're doing this slash colon ID thing here. So that right off the back, that tells me that we're going to have a params ID. That's how we're going to determine what shoe are we updating. So I can just grab that whole thing right there. I'm going to paste it right there because we're going to update that shoe. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to go shoe dot update, and then I'm going to do parentheses, enter. And then from here, now I'm going to go like, I need a name, colon, params, colon, name, comma. And then from there, I have a manufacturer, colon, params, colon, manufacturer, comma, size, colon, params, size. And then now we're going to say render JSON shoe. And so basically what we're doing here is first we find the shoe that the user's trying to update. After we find it, then we're going to run this dot update function, which looks very similar to this dot create, but it's different. It's update. We're updating the different name, manufacturer, and size of this specific shoe that we're here. We're not creating a new shoe, we're updating one. And then from there, we just render JSON that shoe. Okay, so let's go ahead and try this out. I already created the route for it. There's the patch, or I can do put. It really doesn't matter. So now I'm going to change this to be patch because I put patch there. So patch slash shoes. Let's say I wanted to edit the one with ID of 12. So I'm going to go slash 12 and I'm going to pass in a name, manufacturer, and size. I'm going to do like some other shoe, some other manufacturer, and I'm going to change this to be 13. Now, if I click send, see what happens. Undefined. Oh, I accidentally did update it. I meant to do update. Okay, cool. Perfect. Here we go. We can see now this name for the shoe with the ID of 12. Now we can see the name is some other shoe, the manufacturer is some other manufacturer, and the size is 13. If I go back and I make an index request by changing this back to a get slash shoes, we can see that last one. Actually, where'd it go? Oh, it's right here. We can see right there that last one with ID of 12. Now it has that new name. Perfect. And just to test it out, I want to update the one with number 11 too. We can see it says trail shoe and Saucony and size 12. So if I change this to patch slash 11, because I want to update the ID of 11 and click send, perfect, some other shoe. And so if I change this back to a get request, we can see the ID with 11. Now it says some other shoe, some other manufacturer. Perfect. Now we're able to update it. The other thing to note here is as soon as I updated it, it put whichever one I updated, it put it to the bottom. It does still have ID of 11, but technically in the array of like shoes here, the most recent updated one is going to be the last one. So we can see that it's at the bottom. So that's the other thing to note. It still is ID of 11. If I do dot last, it will still give me that last one, number 12. Okay, solid. There's one other issue though that we have here. What if I didn't pass in? So I'm going to change this back to patch slash, and we're going to still do this number 11. Some other super cool shoe. I want to change it to some other super cool shoe. Send. So it did change the shoe with ID of 11 to have the name some other super cool shoe. However, now we have another issue. Manufacturer and size are now null because I'm not passing it in. So this is the new issue that we have. So I'm going to fix this by just sending it again. Solid, there it is. It's filled out. However, to fix this, we're going to do something special here in the update function. So I'm going to go space, and I'm going to go slash, or pipes basically. So if we remember in conditions, the pipe means or. So we're going to go or shoe.name or shoe.manufacturer or shoe.size. So the way this works is if there's a params name, then that means the user is passing in a name to update. If the user doesn't pass in a params name, then we're going to use whatever the original value was. So now if I go back here and if I don't pass in a manufacturer and size, it should still be some other manufacturer in 13. Perfect. Some other manufacturer in 13. So basically what we're doing here is we're allowing it so that way the user only has to pass in what they want to update. If they don't pass in anything and run this, it's going to basically do nothing. It's going to keep it to its original values. It's going to treat it as if it did update it because we are running a dot update. But in reality, it's falling back to the shoe.name, shoe.manufacturer, and shoe.size, which is literally just the values for the shoe that we grabbed here. Does that make sense with everybody? Yeah. Okay. Questions, comments for I. Okay, cool. All right, so let's go ahead and I want you guys to do an update. Implement the update action for your shoes controller. The route. Tested with HDPy. All right, cool. You guys are good to share your screen and try it out. Also, we're gonna get to the delete one next, and that's the easiest one, other than like the index, maybe. Hey, Adrian. So I want you to think of this like line by line, what it is that you need to do in this function. So what you have there, it looks like you're getting on the right track with it. But I just want you to think like logically in this update function, what do I need to do? So the first thing I need to do logically is I need to find that shoe. How am I going to find that shoe? Like that's the first question. I'm not asking you to answer that. I'm just saying, how are you going to find that shoe? After you have found that shoe, the next thing to figure out is how do I update that shoe? And then like cover, and then from there it's like return that shoe back or whatever. And so that's where I see that you're typing it out now, but that's what I want you to think of when you're doing this. Does that make sense? Okay. Hey, Adrian. So let's read that error. No route matches patch shoe slash one. Let's go to your routes because no route matches means we're looking at the routes. So do you have a route for shoe slash colon ID? It looks similar, but I want you to go to HDPy and look at the error. And I want you to be like meticulous when you look at the error and really look at do you have a route for shoe slash one? And I'm emphasizing that. So you don't need to exit. That's fine. You don't need to restart your server. Okay, I'm going to emphasize this. Let's look at that error. Do you have a route for SHOE/1? Let's look at your routes. Is there a route for exactly that? Not /1, but it'd be /:ID. So do you have a route for SHOE/:ID? And I want you to look at your routes and you tell me. You have to really look line like character by character. Do you have a route for that? Because you're getting that error for a reason. So tell me if do you have a route for that?
I don't think I do.
Okay, so what is the route that you have? Like
Uh,
the update route. What should it be if that's wrong? So what do you have on line 8 right there? Because you just sent it again. And this time you remove that thing. What is on line 8? Read line 8 word for word to me.
slash shoes
Okay, you just
colon ID
said something. Said /shoes/ID. Okay. Change this back. Change this. So what you had up here was /shoe/1. So change it back to /shoe/1. Now make it shoe. I want it to be shoe. So /1, shoe/1. Okay. So now let's take a look at the error again. Go ahead and scroll up or down or whatever it is in that error. Okay. So now I want you to, obviously you know the answer now. So do you have a route for /shoe/1?
no.
Got you. So how did you fix it?
I just put in S because
Correct.
when I put it in the routes, it was actually shoes, not shoe.
Correct. So that's why I was emphasizing that without like physically give or literally giving you the answer. I was like, do you have a route for shoe/1? Because you need to really like be meticulous when you're looking at that because it's yeah. Okay, so now the next thing you need to figure out is why you don't have any name or manufacturer. Solid. Why is that null? It has nothing to do with the URL. The URL there is perfect. How do we pass in parameters? How did you do it for the create action? How did you pass in the parameters? No. So everything in the URL and the type of request is perfect. The issue is that you need to pass in a parameter. How do you pass in a parameter? Nope. So you don't want to change it to post. Post is create. We're update. We're doing update. So how do you pass in a parameter? If you're not sure, it's okay.
I don't know.
So if you remember, we did our parameters here. So whatever the name of the parameter is, whatever the value of the parameter is, whatever the name of the next parameter is, whatever the value of the next parameter is.
There
Solid.
you go.
There you go. Okay, let's go back to your code. I want to just, or actually, before we do it, uncheck this one. I want you to uncheck the manufacturer and send it again. Unless I want to see. Go ahead and uncheck that one. To like disable one of them. Yeah, just do one. Or okay, you can do both. It doesn't matter. And then click send. Solid. Okay, cool. I was just making sure it was working. I was making sure that you had the or use the original value kind of thing. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Does this make sense though? Okay. You have any questions about this one?
I'm good. Good.
Solid. Got you. Okay. Kiko. Okay, Kiko. You're getting a no route matches patch slash shoe. What is the route right there in your routes? I'm looking at it. What is the route for the update for the patch? What is the route name? Like what did you name the route?
Sorry, I was muted. What did I name the route? Was slash shoes slash colon ID.
Correct. Yep, that looks perfect to me. So now let's go to HTTP. What route are you calling there? Solid. There you go. Yep. So let's
The
see.
patch, right? So it's shoes slash, is it colon ID or is it
It's the same as the show, so it's just some ID. You just give it a number.
well, I know there was a 6. Well, let's not do that. Just do 1.
So one thing you can do to make your life easier, actually, and if everybody could look at Kiko's screen, we're gonna use you as the example. So click send real quick. I want it to go away. Or like, yeah, that's perfect. And then click this plus sign right here. So now I want you to do localhost 3000 slash shoes. So make sure you do the colon 3000. Yeah, and then one more zero. All right, cool. Click send. Solid. Okay. So now that we're doing the update, like a show update, whatever, instead of having to change the URL and the type of request every single time, you can have multiple tabs for every single type of request if you want. So for example, now Kiko, you can see which one it is do you want to update. No, so you don't have to change this. You already have the update there. So you're just using this one to look at your database to see which one do you want to update. And that's not a question for you to tell me. That's which one of these do you want to update? So that way you can update it. Because now you know the IDs. Cool. So you can update the one with 2, for example. And so that's really what I wanted to show you guys, Adrian and Junior. It's just that you can have multiple tabs within HTTP, so that way you don't have to reset every single time. All right, Kiko. Is there an error? Are we getting an error? Oh, it's the same thing. So you're using the equals when it's supposed to be a colon.
Ah,
And then also it's dot update and then it's parentheses. You need parentheses.
and then it was what?
Here, you need parentheses. So dot update's a function and these stuff right here are the arguments.
Oh, okay. So you go space
Yep, yep.
and then
Yeah, exactly. Okay, now send it again. Send the request again in HTTP. Okay. Oh, we need commas. Comma, comma. Okay, send it again after you're done with that, and that should be good. Solid.
okay.
And just for a sanity check, just uncheck like 1 or 2 of these and test it again. We basically want to make sure that this fallback is working solid. And so the point here is that you're allowing it so that way someone can only update the size if they wanted. They don't have to manually enter every single value every time if they didn't want to update those values. They can,
Okay.
they don't have to. And where that's coming from is these lines right here. You're basically saying if somebody doesn't pass in a brand or size or style as a parameter, then just use whatever the original brand, style, and size is for that specific shoe. Because we have shoe here, if we do shoe.brand, that just gives us the brand of that shoe or the style of the shoe or the size. So if there's no param for that, then use this. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
All right, cool, cool, cool.
Or just take it off or put it back like you said, right?
Yeah, yeah. If you
Okay.
want, it's up to the user. Solid.
Okay.
Okay. All right, you guys are good to stop sharing your screen. All right, let me share. We're gonna do the last one. This last one is like the easiest one other than maybe like the index. All right. So we're gonna do the final method of the destroy. Before we do this, does anybody have any questions about anything we're doing in this update action? Does everyone feel okay with it? Yeah? Solid. Well, let me know. Okay, do the destroy. Def destroy. And if I'm ever unsure, I'm literally going to go back here. So it's called destroy. It's going to be a delete HTTP request. And then from there, this is the route. All right, so def destroy end. And so actually, let me create the route first. I'm going to go delete because it's a delete request. And then it's going to be slash shoes slash colon ID. We can see there's 3 routes using this exact same route. The only difference is what type of request it is. And then from there, that points to the shoes hashtag destroy. Solid. So with that being said, we can see we're doing this slash colon ID. For every single route that we're doing slash colon ID, that means that we're finding a specific shoe. If we're showing a specific shoe, if we're updating a specific shoe, or we're deleting a specific shoe. So with that being said, that means that we're going to do this exact same syntax again. Shoe equals shoe.find params ID. Finally, we can go shoe.destroy. This destroy is not this destroy. This destroy is the Ruby built-in method destroy. And if we're ever unsure, I can go into Rails console and I can do shoe equals shoe dot last, whatever. So that's a shoe. So if I go shoe dot destroy, I just destroyed that shoe. I deleted it. So now if I go shoe dot last is now a different shoe. This one has 11. The one that I deleted has 12. So now that I know the syntax, I can use this exact same syntax. I can go shoe dot destroy after I find that shoe. Finally, I can render JSON, and I'm just going to render message shoe deleted. Whatever. It really doesn't matter. So this doesn't matter. We're not going to render the shoe because it doesn't make sense to render something that was just deleted. It makes sense to render a message saying, hey, that was deleted because it's gone. All right, cool. So I'm going to go ahead and turn my server back on. I'm going to go back to HDPy. And as I showed you guys, I'm going to create this one is going to be my index one. Cool. So here's how I see all of my shoes. I want to delete the shoe with ID of 11. So I'm going to create a new tab and it's going to be a delete. And we're going to go local host 3000 slash shoes slash 11. And then from there, I'm going to click send, message deleted. Message shoes deleted. So if I go back here and click send to get my get request, the last one now is 10. Perfect. So we were able to officially delete our shoe. Questions about this? Okay, cool. So same exact thing as everything else we're doing. This one should be quick. I basically want you guys to implement the delete method. Exercise. All right, cool. You guys get to share your screen and try it out. This will be the last thing, and then we'll wrap it up. Adrian, you're really close. You just need to delete the shoe. Delete that right there. Delete. Yeah, delete the shoe. Solid. Who's screaming like that? All right, cool, Adrian. So now, Adrian, I want you to do an index request and see that it was actually deleted. So you should officially not have. Um, I'd recommend creating a new. Yeah, there you go. Create a new tab. See the error? Go ahead and check the error. Check the error of what it is. All right, shoe/1. So change it to just slash shoes. Just do an index request. Yeah, just slash shoes. There you go. Click send. Do you have a route for this? Do you have a route for the index request? I don't think you have a route for it. That's post. Yeah, okay, okay, cool. Okay, yeah. And then yeah, does your shoes controller have an index? Solid, yeah. Solid, Kiko. I see that. So now, Kiko, I want you to do an index request. Like go to another tab and do an index request to see that that shoe is no longer there. It looks like you deleted the one with number 4, ID of 4. So now when you do an index request, there shouldn't be a shoe with the ID of 4 anymore. So let's just do an index request, Kiko. And then also it'd be shoes, not shoe. No, no, no. So that's good. Get request is good. So delete the 4 and then add a S. Yeah, just do an index request. We're just gonna see everything. Go ahead and click send. Perfect. So look if is there an ID of 4? It looks like there isn't, which is perfect. I know you don't need to answer. I know you're muted. So that's perfect. That's what I wanted to see. If you did want to go to the show request, do a show request, you could put /4 there and see what happens. Okay, and now click send. No, it's get is perfect. Get's perfect. You're gonna get an error. So that error says couldn't find shoe with ID of 4, which makes sense because you don't have a shoe with ID of 4 anymore because you just deleted it. There you go. And now you know your thing's working.
Elian, I got a question.
Yes, sir.
So when you do the delete one, you don't need to put any params in there, right? Because it's just looking for the ID, right? Am I thinking about that right?
That is correct.
So I can just let me do this.
No wrong matches shoes.
Okay.
Oh, you need to add the colon. You need to add the colon ID. So if you look at your route in your routes, there's no colon in front of the ID.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah. Whenever it's no wrong matches, it has to be something in the routes. That's where I'm always like, I immediately look there.
Routes. 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Here, who's there? Here's shoes deleted.
So now you should have one click.
And it's gone. Yep.
Bam.
Okay.
There you go. Solid. Looks like everyone's on the same page. If you didn't already, right now is a good place to add, commit, and push your code if you're already doing that. And then you guys are good to stop sharing your screen and we can go ahead and wrap up for the day. I'll share my screen real quick. So I'm going to add, commit, and push my code, get status, get add, get commit. And so my commit message, I like making commit messages that are pertaining what I did in these changes. So I implemented all 5 CRUD actions for the shoes controller and added all 5 routes. I don't mind having longer commit messages if it means that I'm explaining what I did. Now I'm gonna go git push. Okay. Solid, solid, solid. Okay. How is everybody feeling about CRUD in Rails? with your controllers? How's everyone feeling with CRUD? Okay? To me, it's just repetition. Yeah, Junior?
I think if by tomorrow I'm gonna have to do like like I think when I construct it, from like the start of the API to everything,
Yeah,
like that whole checklist of things,
it helped.
yeah, yeah, doing it all at one time, it showed where a lot of stuff I'm not understanding, but it's good. Like,
So tomorrow, I think it'd be good practice then. Tomorrow for the first hour, we're just gonna create a brand new API. It doesn't matter what it is. It could be computers. It doesn't matter. But tomorrow, that's what we'll do for the first hour. And then while you guys are doing that, I'm gonna go with Ron and Matt in another room, and I'll be going with them over, what it is, basically the create, update, and destroy, what they missed today, to make sure they're good. So yeah, I like that. I like that feedback, Junior. Thank you. And so yeah, I'm gonna have you guys do that. And then the homework again is gonna be to create one from scratch. The goal is to me, the goal is that you guys should be able to create a CRUD application the same way you guys do deliberate practice. Like this, in the same sense that if I tell you guys, hey, write me a loop, by the ending of the class, this is only week one with Rails. I'm not expecting anyone to just be able to do it from scratch. But by the end of the class, I'm expected to be like, hey, create a CRUD application, and you guys should kind of almost be able to just do it in a sense. That's the goal. Whether or not how far you get to that, like I'm not like you don't need to memorize it per se, but just doing it over and over is going to help you to understand how they're connected and why you're doing things. Kind of like what you said, Junior, in that sense. And so I'm not expecting us to memorize every step to this. But if you guys see an error, I'm expecting to be like, okay, cool, I know where to look on how to debug it. If I tell you guys to create a controller, or let's go to your controller and tell me what the controller does, you guys should be able to be like, okay, cool. Yeah, the controller has the CRUD actions to handle the requests from the browser or whoever's making the request. So that way it can get the data or create the data or update it or destroy or whatever, something like that. That's what I really want you guys to more understand. But I do think it's good. It's good practice to continuously build these things over and over because then you really understand how it works and stuff. But yeah, great job, everybody. I think you guys are killing it. I really think it's just practice, just repetition. And so that's why we'll do that tomorrow at the start of class. And take your time with it. There's no rush. The whole reason why when I'm building the application, like when I'm going through the different actions, I'm showing you guys the simplest version of not using params yet. Like the first thing I do is I hard code everything. And I want to show you guys that because I want you to show you guys, okay, let's do it simply first and just get it working. After we get it working, then we can add in like params and all that other nice to have stuff. But just get it working first. To me, getting it working is the most important part. And then from there, okay, cool. Then we can make it more complex. We can iterate on it and make it better. But yeah, so that's why I do what I do. Cool. And also the other thing I quickly wanted to share is this is the way applications work. Now, when you're using an application at work or for yourself or whatever, I want you to think like, what CRUD action am I doing? Like, are you creating? Are you reading? Are you updating? Or are you destroying? More than likely, you're doing one of those four. And so, like, that's the way I'm thinking too. That's why. And so I think it's really cool. That's why, because now we can kind of think of like what is happening behind the scenes. And so I just think that's really cool. Cool. That's all I have. I'll hang off for a little bit if anybody has any questions, but I really appreciate you all and you guys are really killing it. And genuinely, like when I'm asking you guys these questions, I'm trying to figure out how to prompt you guys to help to figure out the answer and stuff like that. I'm not trying to give anybody a hard time, I promise. So, but yeah, thank you all very much. You guys have a great night, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Eugene,
you
Shoot.
guys,
Good night, guys.
I
good.
Hey, Leon.